I could be brown, I could be blue, I could be violet sky, I could be hurtful, I could be purple, I could be anything you like. I could be brown, I could be blue, I could be violet sky, I could be hurtful, I could be purple, I could be anything you like. I could be brown, I could be blue, I could be violet sky, I could be hurtful, I could be purple, I could be anything you like. I could be brown, I could be blue, I could be violet sky, I could be hurtful, I could be purple, I could be anything you like. I could be brown, I could be blue, I could be violet sky, I could be hurtful, I could be purple, I could be anything you like. I could be brown, I could be blue, I could be violet sky, I could be hurtful, I could be purple, I could be anything you like.
You're watching Poindexter Lounge. You already know. You're watching Poindexter Lounge for the unity.
Why don't you set aside an hour or two? We'll have a few drinks and a cup of coffee. I don't drink.
Hi, you're watching Poindexter Lounge. I'm choking on chicken.
Hey, you're watching Poindexter. That's great. I don't.
You are watching Poindexter Lounge.
That's great. I don't.
You are watching Poindexter. Thanks for the lights, Jay.
Churros and Call of Duty. I smell like onions and you're watching Poindexter.
That's great. I don't.
And now I'll make the point better. This joint's clever. In the lounge with Poindexter. So Poindexter Lounge, you know that we can get it in. And now I'm headed up like I'm Led Zeppelin.
Hi, you're watching Poindexter Lounge. Do you like nerd stuff? Yeah? Then you'll love this. You never know what might happen or who might show up at the lounge.
I just want to thank you for being here and being my friend. It's always good to have someone you could count on. And I'm glad you're that for me.
That's great. I don't.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen. Cannonball!
Give me a bottle of anything and a glazed donut. To go.
What's up, nerd family? Welcome once again to the Poindexter Lounge. My name is Enosh, and I'm going to get this thing off the screen real quick. That is our thumbnail for today. In case you didn't know what a thumbnail was, today we're talking about a lot of different things, a lot of different stories today. Live action Popeye. We got the Poohniverse, the evil Pooh-verse, as it were. We've got George Lucas siding with Disney. Uh-oh. What will Doomcock and Mike Zero have to say about that. Also, we got the latest on today's DC nonsense, what people are saying, what fans are saying, what's actually happening. You'd be surprised. There might be a discrepancy. And who's the next 007? It's being talked about right now. Welcome to the lounge. That's great. Hold on a second. I have to, I've got the wrong thing on here. Hold on just a second. Got to go to settings. Got to go to camera and not use that back camera, but use the front camera. There it is. All right. I think we're good. Is my audio good? Are we all good? I'm sorry. I know doing this from the car sometimes is quite different. But hey, we're doing it, and we're back, and we're doing shows, right? So good to see everyone in the chat. Yeah, she is. She's very happy. Thank you very much. Trust me, Shayna is just great. But hey, and I am good. You know what? I've got. I'm doing really, really well today. I had a. I know, right, Shayna? Boy, you look. I don't know, Shayna. You must be so depressed being with me. That's why you're here with me, right? Anyways, that's nonsense. Oh, Shayna's quite happy. You know what? You know who's not happy? Is my soon-to-be ex-wife. That's right. My soon-to-be ex-wife apparently can't smile nor look at me in the eye anymore. And I wonder why. Yeah, she's not too happy, and she's not much of a prize right now, if I'm being honest. You know what? Sometimes things are for the best, and this was definitely for the best. And I'm seeing that now. This is the 1-year anniversary of that, and since I've been gone, this week is the 1-year anniversary from the day that I made the announcement that I was taking a step back from the Poindexter Lounge. And guess what? We see how that turned out, and here I am. So there you go. Hey, what's going on? We got a super sticker. Rock on. Thank you, Punk Black. I appreciate the super sticker for sure. You rock. And I love you. That means I love you, but you rock too. But yeah, so it's been, I had some things to take care of yesterday regarding my situation. And I'm very happy with the outcome. Very happy with the outcome. I know, right, TW? Yeah, it's been 1 year, man. And you know what? I plan on at some point, when it's all said and done, I will have, I will speak from my heart about the situation in general. I'm waiting, until everything kind of settles down a little bit. A lot of you guys have been so supportive, and you guys have been awesome to me, and I'm very, very thankful to that. I'm thankful for the trolls who have me in their mind and in their heart 24 hours a day, who are just waiting for me to go live just so that they can maybe post something and get some attention. But I'm doing really, really well, and I'll tell you what, 2 weeks ago, Logan came, and we just had a wonderful time together with the family. And man, talk about perspective, right? And so it's good, and I'm good, and I'm thankful for all of you. So, like I said, when the time is right, I will speak my story. I will tell my story, and I hope that it can help others. Here's the deal: over 50% of marriages end in divorce. So, anybody who mocks that, or first of all, anybody who mocks divorce or family splitting up or any of those things, you're a special kind of piece of trash. I'm just saying, that's not something that even my worst enemy, I wouldn't harp on the fact that they're going through something like that, or make fun of them or mock them with that, because really it just shows that you're low class. I mean, let's be honest. There's plenty of other things that if you don't like me, you don't like me. That's fine. Believe me, you have no idea when it comes to what happened in my relationship. And so I'm thankful for Shayna. Shayna is I'll tell you what, that girl, I cannot wait for you guys to get to know Shayna more. Because that girl is just special. I'm telling you what, she's just amazing. I don't like you either, William. That's why I'm going to start cutting promos on you. Actually, we got to get together. You know what? I didn't see your William invited me on his show the other day, and I forgot to get back with him, and so I am so sorry for that. But yeah, should I go by the username Punk Train? Yes. Good to see you back. Good to see you back, Punk. Little known fact that when I was like 2 or 3 years old, my nickname was Punky. I don't know why. Nobody ever knew why my nickname was why I nicknamed myself that, but apparently I did. So anyways, it's good to have you all here today. It's good to be back in the lounge. It's good to be able to breathe again, to have put some of these things in the past, to put some of that concern and like what's going to happen stuff in the past, and I'm good, man. I'm looking forward to the future. I know who I am, I know whose I am, and I know where I'm going. So there you go. Know where I've been, and I think the most important thing that we can do is learn, right? Learn from our mistakes. I need to learn from my mistakes, and I'm going to, right? So there you go. We've got some guests though in the lounge today because we got a lot of topics to discuss. And I told Austin today, it was funny, the last 2 weeks have been kind of like, what are we going to talk about? What are we talking about? And then today, like, everything dropped, and so we got to get to that. But before I get to that, first in line, I'm just going down the line of how they appear in the back room. It seems like a game show. Let's see if we can get DL to smile. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen, DL. Whoops, what did I do? I almost kicked him out. What's up, DL?
Hey, how's it going, Enosh? Yeah, I'm good.
It's going great, man. It's going great. I'm ecstatic, man. I am in such a good mood. I can't even tell you, man. It's great. It's great. How are you today?
I'm doing all right, man. Doing all right. You know, a bunch of crazy stuff came out, so I'm just like, oh, okay, well, got a bunch to talk about. But yeah, other than that, I'm
do it.
Yeah.
Good. Also, ladies and gentlemen, we got Austin. What's up, Austin? Austin 316 says, I just kicked your what?
Oh. What's up, guys? Figure I'd go on camera for a little bit today. What's up?
Nice. Yeah. Nice. Hey, I have
How
to
you doing,
apologize.
man? How's everybody's?
I have to apologize to you, Austin. On the stream, I will apologize to you. Because obviously
what did I do?
I wasn't at work. I wasn't at work yesterday for the drive home, right? So my day was preoccupied. My day was preoccupied yesterday getting a lot of business done, and I totally forgot about the stream, like because it wasn't a regular Monday for me. So I apologize to you, Austin. Austin, like literally, he was on it. Dude, I give you props. You were on it. You were texting me. You're like, "Hey, are we going live? What's going on?" And I'm like,
I just wanted to know if I could go back to sleep or not. No, I'm kidding.
I feel you on that. And then also, of course, the Ernie
baby
to Austin's Bert. We got Bradley. What's up, Bradley?
Hola, ¿cómo está?
Hey, that's my language. Hold on now. Wait a second.
You're rubbing off on him. I mean, wait, what? No.
Literally and figuratively.
You're having an effect on him.
Jesus, DL. That was good.
Okay. Yeah, I'm done. You guys just take the show.
Anyways, welcome to
the show, everybody. Oh, shall we jump in?
Yeah, man, we got a lot to talk about.
What do you want to talk about first, Austin?
Oh, wow. Look at that thumbnail. Can we just give props to Enosh on that thumbnail?
Amazing.
Bond, James Gunn, George Lucas.
Yes.
Winnie the Pooh, and Popeye.
Yep.
Now
I could have put a lot more. I almost
and
put
there's
Supergirl
more
in there.
There could be a lightsaber for Acolyte, Zack Snyder for Rebel Moon.
Right.
Yeah. There's
the robot
definitely
from Rebel Moon, whatever his name is.
Oh God.
I know. I mean, that's what's his name, but I don't even know the robot's name, man. It's just antler robot guy.
Listen, Jimmy. He's he's the part I'm most looking forward to out of that movie, and he was only in the movie for 5 minutes, so that goes. But well, might as well. You want to talk Rebel Moon too? Let's. I'm sure people are anticipating our thoughts on that.
Oh boy.
TW says the thumbnail game hasn't lost a step.
Not one.
So I gotta laugh about that because people give me a hard time about my thumbnails sometimes that they're a bit crowded, and just because I don't know, I like things that just catch my eye. But it's funny because Shayna has even told me like she has not told me that like any of them were bad. She's very, very positive. I love Shayna for this because Shayna is very positive, and so she will accentuate when she thinks that I have made a nice, clean, thumbnail with not too much on it, whatever, but we'll see. Why won't Enosh debate RJ? Oh, RJ, you make better thumbnails than Doomcock. Thank you. I appreciate that. Wait, hold on. I've been banned from Poindexter Lounge. Huh?
What is going on?
What?
Is that really RJ or no?
I've been banned from the Poindexter Lounge. You make better thumbnails than Doomcock. I mean, that's not too hard to do, but
no. RJ isn't banned, and so I don't.
Oh, he's joking. He's making a joke.
Did you want to link RJ? See, I don't know what groups you're in anymore.
Whoa.
This is for all the people who left my private group thinking that I was going away. Too bad, huh?
This is like we talked about. Only the new Enosh comes back, and he's a little more strict with who comes on the streams nowadays.
I mean, he should be. He should be, because to avoid the chaos.
Right.
I deal with that all the time.
I'm waiting for the first call-in show that I do.
Oh God!
I am prepared.
It's gonna be
I am
madness.
prepared for. Yeah, I'm prepared for that. That's a good question. I've been gone for a year. Is Doomcock still a thing?
I don't know. I don't see him pop up on my feed anymore.
Yeah, I haven't heard from Doomcock in a long time.
I did check on Mike Zero recently. He is making videos still. I don't know.
Oh, he's another person I've gone off the face of the earth.
Yeah, I haven't heard from him either.
Yeah, my YouTube feed sucks. Like, I don't know what the deal is. Like, I'll watch like a random video every once in a while, and then all of a sudden, like, YouTube will think that that's what I want to see. It's like, no, when I watch a joke video about Flat Earth, I don't want to get like 90 more videos about Flat Earth, please. Thank you.
Right. Exactly. Oh God. Yeah. It's like I watched a Jordan Peterson clip, God forbid, and now I have the Jordan Peterson podcast showing up on my feed. I'm like,
hey. I watched that Joe Rogan video last week with Zack Snyder, and now all of a sudden all I get is Joe Rogan clips left and right.
Exactly.
Anyway, okay.
Speaking of Snyder, what did y'all think of the Rebel Moon 2 trailer that debuted yesterday?
I'm very indifferent about it. I'm gonna be very honest.
Okay.
And it was, I'll say this, going into it, like, I wasn't that excited because I was very disappointed with part 1.
Yep.
So watching this trailer, I'm like, I mean, I know this is more of the PG-13 cut when really we should be getting the director's cut. But with that being said, the trailer was fine. There was nothing bad about it. It looked like the action is amped up in this, which is cool. I'm excited to see Sophia Boutella and Anthony Hopkins as the robot. Those are probably the two things I'm looking forward to the most. And I guess them training the village to fight the Imperium. But I mean, other than that, I'm just like, Okay. We'll see what happens.
You know what, DL? I mean, I totally feel you, man. Like, I wanted to love Rebel Moon. I wanted to. Everybody, I hyped that thing up. Shayna can tell you flat out, man. When Shayna and I sat down to watch that movie, like, I hyped it up something fierce. Because I was like, man, we've been talking about this movie for a couple of years, and it's great that Zach is getting this and everything. And then I watched it, and it did not. It just didn't resonate with me. It never seemed to grab my attention and hold on to it. There were bits and parts that I was like, hey, I like this, I like that, but it just didn't do it for me. And I was disappointed. At first I was like, what's wrong with me, right? Because, like, I love Zach stuff, but it wasn't really that. It was more just, I really want to see the R-rated version now, because I feel like there's just something that's just missing from it. Like, it just didn't feel complete, and it was very slow-paced. And I realized I was an hour or more into the movie and didn't really know any of the characters, didn't really feel anything for any, except for the robot, right? And so going into this trailer, honestly, I'm kind of with you, DL. I didn't really expect much. I was just kind of like, okay, I'm going to watch the trailer for Rebel Moon Part 2, right? Because I'm going to watch it. I watched the first one, so I'm going to watch it. So I want to see the rated R version. And then I'll be honest with you, this trailer was a really good trailer. I really liked the trailer. I thought it had, like you said, a lot more action. There was a lot more happening. It looked like, wasn't going to go paced as the first one, which, now if I watch the second one like that and then can go back and watch the first one, it may make the first one a better movie, right? Because that happens a lot of times where the first movie comes out and it's kind of okay, but the second one or third one or whatever makes, a movie before that even better. So I'm hoping for that. The weird parts that stood out to me, though, is like I feel that the movie, I feel like the series in general, and you guys tell me your opinions about this. I feel like the series in general isn't, it almost like doesn't know where it's what it wants to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We got RJ in here. RJ decided to join us. Okay.
Hello.
So, hey, what's up? So, yeah, so let me just finish that thought. So I feel like the movie doesn't know, or at least it's presented in a way that just kind of comes across a little strange to me, because it's a space saga, right? It's in space.
Yeah.
But yet it's got like this earthbound kind of vibe to it too, right? Where it's like, it's not all space, but it like feels like Earth, like, because they look like Nazis, let's be honest. Like,
yeah.
And so there's this weird kind of dynamic there where it's like it doesn't seem like space anymore. It doesn't seem like a space adventure anymore. It feels like an earthbound adventure. And then it's got lightsabers, and I'll be honest, like, I didn't have such a problem with the red lightsaber in the first one, or whatever he's calling. I don't know what he's calling it.
Sword.
Besides lightsaber. What is it called?
Fire sword or whatever. I don't know.
Fire sword, yeah. So the first one has the red one, and if you call it a fire sword, that makes sense, right? Because it looks like fire, and I like how it looks like a blade and everything. Mm-hmm. But this one takes the step to show us a blue one.
Oh, right. The puppers.
And I'll be honest with you. Oh, look at the puppers.
Look at the little puppy.
But I'll be honest with you, like, I don't know, it just seemed too on the nose for Star Wars. I did like when she took the blade away and stabs the guy to the chest and stuff like that. So I'm not hating it. I'm just saying, it just, I don't know, it's weird to see lightsabers in another series.
That's the thing, because you can tell with this movie that it was originally supposed to be a pitch for Star Wars, and he didn't completely restructure that to make it, different. He's still taking homages from it. And then as far as what you were saying about it, it still feels like an Earthbound thing. I think he said in the interview when the first part one was coming out that he wanted to make this feel like more of a grounded type of science fiction movie, kind of like a Firefly type of influence, because that has a similar feel too with Earthbound stuff as well.
Yeah.
So he's trying to make it gritty and he's trying to make it realistic, but at the same time he's trying to have like these weird alien concepts as well and Star Wars influences. And like I said it when I reviewed it. Like the world building overall is interesting. There's some cool ideas here, but it doesn't feel like it's fully fleshed out, or these ideas don't fully mix together very well. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, and then the music choice too, because the music choice.
Oh yeah, Audio
what was the
Slave.
song? Yeah, like you know, I understand, like, for a regular movie you'd have that. For a space movie it seemed kind of strange. I don't know. It just it's pulling from a lot of different spaces, right?
Oh,
and
yeah.
And I'm not saying that I hate that. So I want to make it very clear, because God knows as soon as the stream is done, I'll get bombarded with like people, you know, thinking that I'm hating on Zack, that I don't love Zack. And
You're not a real Zack Snyder fan because you don't love everything he does, Enosh.
Well, should I start making a million different posts going on about real Zack Snyder fans? How they act? I mean, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just sick of all that nonsense. And anybody who comes at me with that stuff, just know this: I'm sick of Warner Brothers. I'm sick of hearing stuff about James Gunn and all the stuff that he's done bad and everything else. I'm sick of Snyder fans using fake stuff and still trying to like act like it's a big deal. I'm sick of fans. I'm sick of all that stuff, and I just want to enjoy what I enjoy. And if I don't enjoy it, I won't enjoy it. I'm gonna watch it though. So there you go.
Are you sick and tired of being sick and tired, Enosh?
I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. Gosh darn it, these floors are dirty, and somebody's got to get down and mop them.
By the way, RJ, I'm gonna dognap your puppers. I'm going to steal him.
This one or this one?
He looked up.
Both are coming with me. Bradley, you can make your pick, but we're taking them.
Well,
So I want some too.
Antonio, that's a whole other that's a whole other issue, right?
Can of worms.
Like because it is possibly. I mean, it's been talked about that it is, you know, but like
I think the
it's
main
like,
magic moon. There's a theory because he has like those blue steroid things, like the liquid. Like he becomes the first zombie that opens the arms.
You're breaking up, RJ.
Yeah,
you're
going
breaking up really bad.
You're going through a tunnel, man.
Hello?
There we go.
Yeah.
You're out the tunnel now.
Okay, I guess it was the camera. I don't know. No, because I think the main villain played by Ed Skrein, I think it's been a theory that the blue steroid juice that he uses will turn him into the original zombie, the Patient Zero zombie that we see in the opening of Army of the Dead. So that might be something we see happen in this movie.
Well,
Yeah, it's the alien juice.
I enjoy, like, Army of the Dead to me, I thought it was decent. I enjoy more of that than Rebel Moon. And I like Zack's zombie stuff. I think he's very good with zombie stuff compared to, like, sci-fi.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I preferred Army of the Dead to Rebel Moon. Rebel Moon, to me, I felt was a disappointment. But I will say the second trailer was a lot better, mostly because I think it excelled what Zack is very good at, and that's action sequences.
The action, yeah.
I feel like this trailer was constructed to kind of like you like, hey, if you wanted more action in the first movie, this is the action movie. This is the one with like there's not much talking. Here's all the action.
Well, I will say this. I will say this. Like, action is Snyder's strong suit in a lot of ways. But for me, my biggest issue is too much action in his films. Say, Man of Steel was too much for me. It was like a nauseating puke fest of just graphics and bullshit going on. It was just awful to look at. And there's a lot of action scenes that he does that I'm just like, no, just stop it.
Well,
action
is his strong suit, but like here's my thing. Like I'm all cool with the action. I love big action that he does, like in Man of Steel and all those types of things. My issue with this is especially in this trailer, it's a lot of action with no substance. Whereas I don't care about any of these characters. Honestly, all of them could die and I don't really care. Except like the biggest thing I'm interested in is
Except
Jimmy,
for
right?
Jimmy. I like Jimmy.
Yeah,
Jimmy,
I want to know
I
what
like Jimmy. Yeah.
I want to know, what happens with Jimmy and all of that stuff. Like, and Snyder, like, I'll even give Snyder this, and that, like, I'm not the biggest fan of Sucker Punch, but that had some like very stylistic, cool action sequences. 300, like, this kind of showed more of his stylistic action than the first one. The first one seemed very bland, even in the action, to be honest, especially at the end. And I agree with Enoch. It just feels like it's trying to pull from so much stuff, from the Seven Samurai, from Dune, from Star Wars, and it's just like it's this convoluted mess of, like I don't know. I just, and especially
watch it, Austin.
Zach remind me of.
Watch it, Austin.
I agree. Yeah.
Watch it, because I tell you what, John Campia today has gotten blasted by Snyder fans across the board for just even suggesting that he thought the first movie was bad, but he was interested in this one. So I don't know anymore.
You know,
man,
John Campia,
right?
And can I just say, listen, it's a shame. It's a shame right now because as fans, we either act like these days, it seems like our opinion is the only one that matters. If anybody else has any kind of different opinion, like somebody, and I know it was a joke, right? Like talking about Bradley, with the Snyder stuff to put him in timeout, and somebody said that just now in the chat. And I get it. That's a joke. That's lighthearted, right? And I see Bradley. I think you said something back to him or whatever. So it's meant to be that, right? It's meant to be lighthearted stuff. The problem is we're living in a world where nobody knows what it means anymore to just like let people enjoy or not enjoy what they like or don't like, right? And so instead we just treat everybody like crap and yell at everybody and mock everybody.
Sure.
I'm so sick of I even said something to a friend of mine who's a big time Snyder fan and somebody that I talk to a lot, and we've had like really good conversations about the Snyderverse and stuff. And look, they're die hard into restore the Snyderverse. They're in part of all those groups and stuff. And I don't hate on them for it. I think it's great.
Yeah.
The only thing is, like, this guy was saying in there something about, we got to be realistic, and it was something about it was about James Gunn, because just some of these groups, unfortunately, instead of like becoming pro-Snyder, instead of continuing to be pro-Snyder groups where they talk about the stuff that they love, and the Snyder, and I said it, the Snyder fandom has always been one of positivity and supporting things that we love and trying to bring relevance to those things and having a positive thing. The problem is now nobody's doing that. Nobody's talking about positive stuff. Nobody's got a positive focus or has something for a positive thing. Everything is, we didn't get what we want, so we're going to hate, mock, ridicule, make fun of, drag through the mud everything we can, every DC project. So being a real DC fan, as this person said, is simply watching DC projects as they come out, deciding if you like them, and moving on with your life, basically. Okay? Being a DC fan is not, I like this one thing and that's it. Like, then you're not just a DC fan. You're a fan of a portion of DC, but to say you're a blanket DC fan, you're not. And that's where the whole topic even came from, was because there's just people who don't even know anything about DC. And I've said this, I respect the fact that there are people who came into loving the characters like Superman and The Flash and others that they were never into before because of Zack Snyder's work. And I've said it ad nauseum about the fact that Man of Steel was a Superman movie I always wanted to see. I love Zack's stuff. I wish that the universe would have continued. I wish that it would still do that. The thing is, though, is that I may still like support it and go, yeah, I want the Snyderverse to be restored. Problem is, I don't support a lot of the people anymore. I don't support a lot of the fans anymore and the way that they act. And I think that as a fandom, the Snyderverse has become very childish. If you don't like James Gunn, fine. If you don't want to watch James Gunn's movies, fine. I can respect that. I can respect people having a difference of opinion with him, or even hating like his old tweets and what they insinuate and all those things. I am on board for all that. But when people are just saying, well, his Superman is going to suck. Why? Because it's going to. It's James Gunn, and he sucks, and he's a liar, and you can almost hear the people through their typing, right? Like hyperventilating because they're going from he's a liar, and he's done this and he's done that and he's done this and he's done, and it's like, calm down, reel it back a little bit, right? We don't know what that movie's going to be, so why don't you just save some of that anger? Because if the movie sucks, let's go after it, man. But we got another year or so, right? Just let the thing breathe, because you may be surprised, right? You may be surprised of what you end up liking that you didn't think you were going to like. So I just, I'm just at a point where, like, I'm just not going to, I know you suck, but it's going to suck. It may very well suck. It may. But you know what? As a Superman fan, I don't care about James Gunn. Did I ever say I was a James Gunn fan? No. James Gunn is not a character that I want to go watch all the time. Yes, James Gunn is a character on, the Harley Quinn show and, whatever. But I don't care about that. I don't watch Harley Quinn, the cartoon,
He was a guest star, but yeah.
Right? I watched to see Harley Quinn. So just because he's on there doesn't mean anything. But everybody in their conspiracy theories like, oh my God, they did this just because Zach was on Teen Titans Go, and they're just trying to. No, they're not. It's not that. It's not that petty. It's not that worked up that all
Teen
these people
Titan Go
hate each other.
episode was written like 3.5 years ago.
Yeah, they planned
Yeah,
it.
that was in 2021 when Warner Brothers, before they got bought out.
Right.
So
So like
yeah.
all this stuff of acting like James Gunn is purposely doing this stuff to attack fans and mock fans. No. Like it's like I said, and then I'll be done with this. We can go on to the next thing. But it's like I said. Look, I have been in a position sometimes to have to either change my mind or position on something, right, professionally, and that sucks sometimes, right? Because especially if you've hyped something up and you're going to do something one way, and then that didn't work out, so you got to change it. I get it, but that doesn't make them. It just means the situation changed, okay? And then on top of that, sometimes you have to make hard decisions that you don't want to make. Like, hey, our universe needs to go in a singular direction and make sense going forward, so we can't do every project. We can't go back and start doing projects from years ago when the last one was 2017, and we're going to do more Justice League. Why would you do that when you're trying to establish a new Justice League, right? I get all the arguments. I get all those things. All I'm asking for, I'm not asking you to love James Gunn. I'm not asking you to love the DCU. I'm not asking you to even go see it. All I'm saying is, can we just be like fair and call things what they are for the truth, not just opinions that get thrown out.
I mean, you want to talk about fairness. A lot of the Snyder fans think it's not fair that they didn't complete the story with Justice League, and then they're starting a new DC universe because of that. So it's like there's no winning with these people.
I will.
Yeah.
Listen, I still would love.
I get it.
I said I wish we never got a Flash movie. Or no disrespect to Ezra and everybody that did a Flash movie. I wish we got one more Justice League movie just to wrap up everything, and that's it. So, no disrespect to all the DC movies that came out last year. It's just, but things happen for a reason.
Well, one thing I wanted to mention.
Hey, Triton,
go ahead.
Triton, I've said it over and over again, and I'm
telling you, bro.
I have, dude. If I saw anybody threatening you, right? You know that, bro. You and I have talked. Like Triton is somebody that I literally talk to, like off air, right? So. You know that about me, bro. That if I saw somebody attacking you that claimed to be a Snyder or a Gunn fan, which I don't really see many people like claiming that. I mean, they just say I like James Gunn and I like his movies, right? But whatever. But if I saw somebody saying that, man, you know that I would go off on that, and I have gone off on that. I think both sides sometimes are ridiculous. The people who come in just to insult Snyder fans and go off on them and and mock them and stuff. That's what I'm calling for. I would love to see all of us as a whole just stop with the nonsense, right? And just move on. Enjoy what you enjoy. They can't take the Snyderverse away from you. I've wanted to see it. I wanted to see it continue as well, but we can only do what we can do. And so, for now it is what it is, right? And so just don't treat other people like crap, regardless of what movies you like. Just be a decent human being, regardless of what movie's out and what's not. So, there you go. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, pretty
Next
much.
topic. There was another trailer that came out also for The Acolyte.
Yes.
This one's funny for a good reason, though. So,
all right, D-Hal, you go first on this one, too.
I really like this trailer. This show was probably my most anticipated from the Star Wars stuff. Like, this show I was really interested in seeing. Actually getting some stuff from the High Republic, because they keep hyping up High Republic stuff. So it's like, I'm glad we're actually possibly getting a taste of it here. I'm a sucker for yellow lightsabers, and there are yellow lightsabers everywhere. Freaking love it. Freaking love it, man.
There are also, did you see the orange sabers?
Yes.
Orange, yellow,
colors everywhere, bro.
blue.
Like, so happy.
There was green.
And on top of that,
I think there was purple. I can't remember.
Not sure, but
we're talking about, but see, Anthony, we're talking about
we're just talking about aesthetically how I feel, and it's just like, and Trinity,
yellow and orange in live action.
Yeah,
yes,
absolutely, absolutely. Trinity is a Jedi. I can't wait to see what Carrie-Anne Moss does in here. It just like overall, I just like the feel of it. I'm glad to we're getting back to seeing a bunch of Jedi again. Like, I was missing that, even though like Ahsoka was trying to do that for me, but I was a bit underwhelmed with certain things from Ahsoka. But like, I'm just glad we're getting a new story. We're not fixated on the Skywalker stuff. We're focusing on new characters. It's a different timeline, so anything could happen. So, granted, the story didn't give us that much on the story, except there's a Jedi assassin or something like that, which that's kind of intriguing too. But
yeah,
no, I'm interested, man. Now, like I said, like the show could come out and it could probably be a similar quality with the previous shows, absolutely. But just from what I'm seeing now, I think this could help steer the boat in the right direction, at least from.
It looked different, didn't it?
Yes, it did.
It looked different. It felt different. There was something. You know what? It was very cinematic.
I like the martial arts they show. Like the different types of martial arts that we saw a little bit. I like that. That's like fresh from Star Wars that we haven't seen. So I enjoy the trailer.
There's a lot of things I think, first of all, like you said, DL, the fact that we're visiting a different era, 100 years before the Phantom Menace. The Sith is just rising. I want to know who in the hell at the end of that trailer sent all those Jedi flying, because I don't want to know.
It's Palpatine I'm playing.
I don't think that's Palpatine. I think I don't know if we're gonna see Palpatine in this series, but I think
I'll be shocked if we see a young version of him. I'll be shocked. I was like, oh, okay.
100 year was he maybe his mentor. Now that I can see.
Well, at 100 years before
Phantom
Episode 1, right?
Yeah.
At 100 years before Episode 1, I don't think that you would see Palpatine, but I do think, and I think you may be even hard pressed to see Plagueis, but maybe Plagueis' master.
That Laser Luke did say, Darth Revan. That would be.
Isn't he
well,
older?
wait. Yeah, I know. He's like 1,000 years, isn't he? He's like 1,000.
Yeah, he's like.
But they could always change that, and they did say, look, they did say they are going to be pulling from the extended universe and that type of lore and lore from the books and stuff. Like the creator of the show, she's like, her introduction to Star Wars was the original trilogy, the Timothy Zahn books. Like, she is a deep cut like Star Wars, fan of the lore.
Tenebrous.
So
yeah, Caden, good call. Good call on that one, man.
Yeah, finally, Caden. No, I'm playing.
Nah, he just Googled that.
He just go, yeah, Caden. You don't know Star Wars, Caden.
That's true. I forgot who it was. If DL had been in the chat and was like, "It's Tenebrous," I'd be like, "Yeah, that's cool." DL knows, but like, yeah, I forgot it was Caden. Never mind.
Yeah.
But Draga here says it right. I doubt he would even be a Palpatine.
Right.
I mean, he's probably
So this is the description for the series. It says the Acolyte follows an investigation into a crime spree that pits a respected Jedi Master, Lee Jung-jae, against a dangerous warrior from his past, Amanda Steinberg.
That's true, Caden.
As clues emerge, they travel down a dark path where sinister forces reveal all is not what it seems.
That's for you, Caden.
So it seems that young woman is killing Jedi, and it's called and the Jedi Council is investigating the murder spree. So it's gonna be like a murder mystery show a little bit.
Some people say that she's playing twins.
Finally, a woman serial killer.
Somebody
I've been
said that
waiting
she's playing.
for the
I saw
diversity,
somebody
damn
on Twitter that she might be playing twins. I was like, I mean, that's the interesting
Well,
route
I
to go
remember
to.
I remember they talked about this at Star Wars Celebration, but Carrie Ann Moss is also playing a Jedi Master, but
Hell
she
yeah.
doesn't use a lightsaber. Like, her Jedi Master strictly only uses the Force, and
She
she
uses
uses
the
hand combat.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
I like it.
Man.
I like that. Give
So,
me
like,
some,
she's
give
a
me
Jedi
some
Master.
Matrix.
I mean, we saw
some
that a little
Matrix
bit in the
Jedi
trailer.
shit. That's
We
what
saw,
I'm...
Yeah, so basically,
yeah, we saw in the
Jedi
trailer that
Master
she
is,
didn't
so
use nothing.
powerful. She doesn't even need to use the lightsaber anymore. She can just use the Force.
Is she's powerful than Luke? No, I'm playing.
Oh, don't start that, dude. Don't start that.
You know,
because I swear to God, dude.
I saw somebody in the Twitter, and I was like, no.
Oh, just wait. Wait till we get to this story for that, okay? For that nonsense, wait till we get to that story.
Uh-oh.
What was that?
Just wait. You know what? We were talking about all that DC stuff, and we didn't even get into some of this stuff yet. So we got stuff coming still for DC stuff. I noticed like we lost 10 viewers when we stopped talking about DC. So just know we got more DC stuff coming. So.
Yeah, yeah, DC haters. I'm playing.
Right. But you know what? No, I'll be honest. So looking at this trailer for me, I thought that there was a lot of action going on. I loved the Jedi Temple stuff and the kids, and I like the dialogue talking about, that there's a Jedi killer out there, and and they're going after him, and I mean, yeah, the one chick, man, fighting everybody without a lightsaber, that was great. I have a feeling this is really going to be a good series, just like DL said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be closer to Andor in tone and like.
Wait, there was an Andor TV show?
I feel like it's gonna be like.
I never.
Andor
Wait, come on. There was an Andor TV show?
Yeah, as far as.
I'm sorry. That character is irrelevant.
Yeah, well, I get you. I get what you're saying. But the thing is, I mean, as far as like quality, as far as like the look of the series, I think that this is gonna be. This looks like a step up.
Right? I quality in writing too.
Yeah, and it felt like the writing, like the dialogue, was really, really good. So, I mean, it looked really interesting. I'm excited for it. I've been excited for this, but like I'm looking forward to this thing, shutting up the people who just griped and complained for the last
but
few
wait,
years about it.
Enosh, the main showrunner and writer, used to be Harvey Weinstein's personal assistant.
Oh my
that goes back.
You will never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy. We must be cautious.
Bro, she did an interview a couple years ago.
She worked with Harvey
everybody was afraid of the guy,
she
bro.
Knew.
No, she knew all the. Yeah, sure that she knew, bro. She even did an interview a couple years ago how she was afraid of him, and the stuff that would happen. Like, everybody was afraid of that guy. So, like,
on a serious note, though, yeah, it does look really good. I actually got a kick in the trailer, like seeing like all this shit. But the one I actually got very I love seeing the Wookiee Jedi. You only saw him for like a brief second. But I
Oh
thought that
yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I love Wookiee. Hopefully we get. Hopefully they make toys of this series. Come on, Star Wars, announce them already.
It's Disney, of course they will.
I mean, they did
Well,
for
of course they will.
Ahsoka.
Except for they'll come out. They'll come out about 6 months later, and of course Doom
Yeah,
Talk
6
and
months
other
later,
will
like
claim.
come on, Hasbro, like come on.
Well, no, you know what, man? Like, I'll be honest with you. Like, I get that for some of these things because they're not going to make a whole line for a TV show that has a couple new characters, you know, or whatever. But these characters are all new, right? So it's but it takes a little while. Like, they never, especially because the 3 3/4 inch figures. I know I'm going into toy mode here, but the 3 3/4 inch figures, right? They've gotten away from doing full lines for all of the movies and the shows and stuff. So we get 1 or 2 figures here and 1 or 2 figures here because they're trying to mix it because there's so much content now that you can't just focus on one show
thing, yeah.
or one movie because then nobody gets the figures. Like the basic figures, even, you know what I mean? Like
What are the basic figures?
Right. What are the basic figures? When my kids were little, we used to joke about how there were so many John Cena action figures, right? And like how it was just ridiculous that no matter when, there was always a new John Cena action figure. And my boys realized early on, well, yeah, because there are some characters, like even in the WWE back then, right, when they were younger, that like John Cena, that need to have new figures coming out or needs a figure in that line. You know what I mean? So somebody might look and go, oh, there's only 5 new figures, and of course one's another John Cena. But somewhere a kid doesn't have a John Cena.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And so that kid needed a John Cena, right? So it's just like this. Like I said, there's so many, there's just so much content, and there's so many characters and stuff that you got to give it time, you know. I mean, for me, honestly, as a collector, I like that because
Enosh,
it's a whole lot easier on my pocketbook if I want stuff to get 1 or 2 figures released as opposed to 12 or 15.
Well, Enosh, you know why they keep making John Cena figures? Because the kids keep losing him. They can't see him.
Can't see him. Yeah. Boom.
Damn.
But I mean, it really just depends on like how good the show is and how popular the characters are, and then.
So I'm the only one here that doesn't give a shit about the Accolade, I guess.
God, you are. I guess you are. All right, let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Boy, I'll tell you what, man. Bradley is just like.
Is it because
you do you, boo? Right?
Is it because you watched Doom Part 2?
No. Just I don't know. Like, to be honest, like if I'm just being completely honest,
it didn't tickle you in the right spot.
No, it's just like if I'm being completely honest, I think I'm kind of done with Star Wars, to be honest. Like, there's nothing really there for me that I'm really invested in or interested in. I think the only really interesting thing I want to see is like what they do with Thrawn, I guess. But I'm interested in this show. I don't think it looks horrible or anything, and I'll watch it for sure because I'm interested in the time period they're doing and all the older Jedi and some Sith action and stuff. But I don't know. I just like feel kind of numb to Star Wars right now and have been for a while. So yeah.
For sure.
Stop it! That's understandable.
I saw a lot of Doom fans on social media. I was like, bro, stay in your own lane. Shut the hell up. You got Doom. You got Doom. You see what?
Did that play?
Yeah,
I played.
My whole screen went weird on me all of a sudden. Nothing ever played, and then it went down and out and came back and went sideways, and I was like, I have no idea what just happened. So
I do feel like we are being oversaturated with Star Wars products right now, so it doesn't feel like stuff is quite as special as it could be, and it doesn't help that the quality has not been consistent. So I see what you're saying.
I do understand. I understand some of the fatigue and but at the same
it's
time,
it's not just fatigue. It's just like they they, you know, the big mess up that they did with the sequels isn't just something I'm just gonna like walk away from and be like, oh yeah, cool. That's just gonna
That
totally,
was JJ fault.
that that
I mean,
means
I'm upset
so,
too.
but
Like
it
I'm
does.
upset about Rise of Skywalker. Trust me, like I'm upset about certain things too. But also, I think, and I got used to this at a young age, so maybe that I've gotten used to Star Wars going back and fixing things in the aftermath. So even with Mandalorian, and I haven't watched Bad Batch, but even I hear with Bad Batch, they're doing stuff with the
Bad Batch
clone
is really
stuff
good,
and
by
like
the way. Everyone should watch it.
right, and that they're
I've watched it.
they're trying to fix certain things, and
They're
add in
filling the
certain things, and
gaps. Yeah.
yeah, which I understand for some people, and even for me at times it gets tiring when that happens. When they don't plan this out from the beginning. But at the same time, too, like I said, I've kind of, I guess, at least in the Star Wars universe, anywhere else, I'm not as kind. But in the Star Wars universe, because it started happening when I was a kid with Clone Wars, that they started going back and filling in gaps of the prequel trilogy. I've kind of gotten used to it here, and so even when Rise of Skywalker happened and I hate it and blah blah blah, I'm like, well, they're gonna do something to make sense of this crap, like
Like I said, yeah.
Eventually, right?
It's what I'm saying, because like I've said this numerous times. Like, we remember how much people hated the prequels, like didn't want anything to do with them. Some of them
Right.
didn't want them to be canon, and then Clone Wars and Rebels came out, and they made
You
them
sure?
appreciate the prequels more. So I'm saying if they could do it with that, they could eventually do it with the sequel trilogy. Do I trust that to happen under Kathleen Kennedy's leadership? I don't think so. But it can happen. That's why when they announced that they're doing a Rey movie, I didn't instantly be like, "Oh my God, no! They should not be doing it. Horrible mistake." I'm like, "No, let's just wait and see what happens. If the writing is better, if they make me more invested in the character, then I'll be fine with it." But just like I don't think it's all doom and gloom yet.
Yeah, and besides a couple of things, I mean, for me at least, the shows hit or hits. Mandalorian season 3 was underwhelming.
It was underwhelming. Yeah,
I can get behind.
Yeah, with Pedro not being there and filming The Last of Us. Yeah.
I know there's a lot of divide on Obi-Wan, but I'm sorry, I liked Obi-Wan. I'm trying to think. Like, for the most part, they're hitting for me. Like, as a fan, I'm mostly satisfied. Besides Rise of Skywalker and a couple other things that
The Last Jedi doesn't exist.
And then,
The Last
Get outta
Jedi
here.
is one of the best Star Wars movies.
I think Last Jedi
Since the original film.
Dale, you like Rise of Skywalker.
I think-
I don't know about your opinion.
You want to get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts.
Yes, Last
Actually,
Jedi.
Michael Keaton matched that at the Oscars. That was
Yes.
dope to see.
Yes, I do like the Rise of Skywalker. I don't care what you guys say. I think the Last Jedi is fine, but but let's be honest. The best one of the trilogy is The Force Awakens, and there's no undisputing.
I'm sorry. The last.
I think
the
it's
Last
Rogue
Jedi
One. It's
is
Rogue
not
One.
only
It's
the best
Rogue
of the
One,
trilogy.
easily.
It's the best Star Wars
It's
movie
Rogue
since
One.
The Empire Strikes Back. Bitches! I'm sorry.
No.
I'm sorry.
You
I'm
ain't
Rogue
sorry.
One.
You ain't
Wait, hold on. Austin,
It's okay to be wrong.
what did you just say?
that The Last Jedi is the best Star Wars movie since The Empire Strikes Back, and then I said,
Yes.
bitches! And then I said
Yes.
sorry.
Yeah, and I agree with that.
This is
I
a
agree with that.
family show.
The Last Jedi.
No, it's not.
The Last Jedi is absolutely fantastic. So
Yeah.
I can't agree with that.
But let's be real. Return of the Jedi is the best Star Wars movie ever made. Anyway, let's.
The Ewok Adventure. The Ewok Adventure.
Yes. Return of the Jedi is freaking amazing. I don't care what anybody says. It's freaking awesome.
Okay, next topic. Okay.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, because if we start Star Wars, we'll be here for the rest of the show.
Yeah. So okay.
You
So
guys know what
next. Well, you know what? Kind of talking about Star Wars. Austin, do you have the George Lucas statement?
Oh man, George Lucas.
Yep, let me pull it
Oh,
up here.
Enosh.
Oh
Enosh.
yes. Yes, sir.
I
People
saw
are,
so many people be angry. I was like,
a
come
lot
on,
of
bro.
people
Like,
are angry at George
Jesus.
Lucas right now.
Oh, poor people, aren't they?
Oh,
No.
George.
I'm just saying. 'Cause I said I had Doomcock news. I
What's
said I had
that?
Doomcock news. I said I had Doomcock news in the chat. Doomcock made a 20-minute video where he went on a profanity-laden rant saying that George Lucas betrayed Star Wars and betrayed the fans today. Because here's the logic, Enosh. The fandom menace is upset with George Lucas because they believe that he had the best chance at getting Nelson Peltz and Ike Perlmutter to take over Disney from Bob Iger in this hostile takeover, and he betrayed them.
What? Wait, whoa. Rewind that for just a second and say that again.
So, do you know what's going on with Disney right now with the proxy war?
With the what war?
The proxy war. Nelson Peltz and Ike Perlmutter are trying to do a hostile takeover of Disney. And that's not like a conspiracy theory. It's actually what's happening.
Okay.
So they are trying to get members on the board that agree with them so they can take over because they believe Bob Iger is failing the company. And his board members are failing the company. So Nelson Peltz and his group are trying to get the shareholders to vote them into power.
Yes.
Yeah, you talking about Otto Perlmutter, the racist piece of crap he is. The guy who didn't how you call it? He say, "Oh, Black Panther wouldn't do well because there's not enough."
But this is why George Lucas
come on,
came out
get outta
today
here.
and gave the
Oh,
statement
that
that he did because he is saying, no, shareholders, you need to vote to keep Bob Iger in power, not these guys. That's what happened today. And again, that's why people like Doomcock are so angry because they believe that George Lucas, because he's the largest shareholder at Disney, if he would have came out and said nothing or came out and supported Nelson Peltz, they would have taken over Disney and saved the company and saved Star Wars.
Well, exactly.
Save
So, like,
Star Wars! Please save Star Wars! Don't you know we need Star Wars saved? No one goes sees Star Wars movies. Nobody watches it on TV. Nobody buys it anymore. Nobody buys toys and party supplies and freaking hats and shirts and I mean, look, nobody buys this stuff anymore. Nobody cares about Star Wars. Shut the F up.
But Star Wars is dead.
No, it's just like The Rock coming back to WWE. I saved WWE in WrestleMania. I'm sorry.
Pro wrestling is cool again because of The Rock.
Well, to be fair though, The Rock is playing the heel though. He's saying stuff on
No, he's not. No, he's not. No, he's not.
He's
That's
gonna cross Roman Reigns.
Hey, okay, hold on a second. I'm gonna go back to the screen. I know this is gonna be like off on a tangent real quick on wrestling.
Right.
Just stay with us real quick, folks, because I promise it won't be long.
Yeah.
Did you watch Raw last night?
Oh, Cody Rhodes? Yeah, I thought it was great.
Yeah. Okay, Cody Rhodes said exactly what I said about last Friday. That BS stuff that The Rock pulled in Memphis was ridiculous. He is supposed to be a heel. He is supposed to be the bad guy. He is supposed to be somebody that you hate. And he goes out to Memphis talking about how he got his roots there and everything, and he wrestled down there under the name Flex, whatever it was, and somebody goes, "I love you, Rock." "Oh, I love you too. I love the crowd." He's smiling from ear to ear. Not a heel thing inside. He sings his little rock and roll song about, his little blues song about Cody, but it was more of a joke than anything else. He doesn't even freaking play the guitar. He doesn't, he was fumbling all over everything. He looked like an old man with his glasses on, okay? And all I have to say about that is that was the most BS promo I've ever heard because that was not the promo of a heel. And then for him to come out over the weekend and literally give an interview in which he says, "I'm the heel." Can you be any more on the nose and stupid?
Well, hold on.
Rock should know better than all that BS. I'm sorry. No, I have lost respect for him. And I don't care if it is storyline or not.
Oh.
You're muted, Enosh. Something happened to your mic.
He's so angry at Dwayne, he muted himself.
I didn't even say anything yet.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, thank you, Monkey Jeebus. He looks like his grandma with his glasses on. All right, and here's the thing. This is what I said. That promo was BS. The Rock it was just ridiculous. That was a bunch of stuff that didn't need to happen. And it's the same thing here. Like people acting like, that
if I could
Star Wars does not need saving.
Yeah, if I could just address that though, to play devil's advocate, because
I know you love The Rock.
in certain situations, yes, not everywhere, but like to be fair, this is typical heel stuff. When they're in their home turf, yes, they're going to play up that audience sometimes because they know that the fans are behind them. So they will play up to a certain audience if they have history with there. It's just like any heel that goes to their hometown. If Edge goes to Toronto, or if freaking Miz goes to Ohio or whatever, they'll play up the audience there. But anywhere else, they're going to be like, screw this place, right? Now, to be then, like, this is stuff that he's done when he was back in the early 2000s, late 90s. He did silver stuff with that as well. And you cannot tell me that he is a heel when he straight up said to the camera, to Cody's mother, I'm going to beat your son so badly he's going to bleed on my belt, and then I'm going to hand it to you. That is not a babyface promo at all.
Yeah,
it was a stupid comment, though. It was a stupid comment. I'm sorry, his promos for this whole thing, all of his promos have been lackluster. He stumbles over his words. I have never seen The Rock stumble over his promos like I have seen in the last few weeks.
He's getting old.
Okay, that's enough. For all those who aren't wrestling fans.
His old ass should stay in retirement home.
Seth Rollins called him the Mr. Midlife Crisis.
I love that.
That's what he is,
that was
bro.
awesome.
Midlife crisis.
That was so good.
That was just freaking awesome.
Cody's promo last night though was really good though. He said
Fire.
Rock has little dick energy.
Little dick syndrome.
You know what they did do last night was they put to rest all that stuff that was being reported that The Rock is able to get away with all this different things, but everybody else isn't and everything, because like there was a lot of language in that promo that Cody cut that other people that has not been there before. Okay, like him saying little dick energy and all that stuff, like, you know, like that's just.
I mean,
dumb.
that's the thing.
I mean, it's dumb to say that people can't say that stuff when obviously that's not the case, right?
Yeah.
That's why WWE this is why we say WWE needs to get out of PG, not just because we want to see blood, tits, and ass, but just like it helps to make the promos more intense and more like relatable. Like them bleeping stuff everywhere, that just like it takes away from the thing.
Yeah, that TV 12. That's what they do. Right?
TV 14, yeah.
14.
But Enosh.
I am glad they're getting away. Yeah.
Oh,
What?
sorry. I was going to segue us back to the main topic. I was going to ask you.
Yeah, thank you.
Did George Lucas betray Star Wars and betray the fans today?
No.
Okay.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Not in any way. There was nothing about that George Lucas is entitled to his opinion, and I keep saying this, but everybody who acts like George Lucas, like he was so wrong. He knew what he was doing. He sold Star Wars. He sold Lucasfilm. There needs to be a distinction between that, because people act like Lucasfilm is only Star Wars, and it is not.
No, they own a ton of stuff.
He sold Lucasfilm. Exactly, Charlie. 12 years ago for $4.5 billion.
God damn.
He knew what he was doing. He was not taken advantage of. Listen, some people always have buyer's or seller's remorse, okay? And do you not think that George would have had a little bit of seller's remorse? I mean, that was his baby. That was everything. So I get that. But obviously things have changed over time.
And that's what I was going to bring up too. I know some people are saying, "Oh, George Lucas is a hypocrite because he called Disney white slavers, that they ruined, that they, threw out his scripts and he called them white slavers." Remember that whole thing, that whole controversy at the time?
Yeah. I remember.
So we were saying, and I also saw the conspiracy. People were saying, "Oh, his wife is the one who wrote that statement and forced his hand because they're trying to play deal maker, just keep things positive for the money."
Did they really think though that Ike Perlmutter and who was the other guy you said?
Nelson Peltz.
Did they really think that they were going to take over Disney and make it better?
Well,
fans
that
did it?
I mean, they're still trying. They're still trying to do a hostile takeover as we speak. The board is going to vote on some things or not the board. The shareholders are going to be voting on stuff pretty soon. But there's a large contingency within Disney that wants to see Bob Iger ousted, and they want to see Nelson Peltz in charge. I don't know. I don't think it's going to happen because I think Bob Iger has too much support in the company, but that is something that's going on right now. They do think that Bob Iger and the current leadership at Disney is running the company into the ground.
I wouldn't trust Ike Perlmutter. I'll tell you that.
No, I wouldn't either. No.
Yeah. Blue Jay here with a $5 super chat. Thank you, Blue Jay. You rock. Thank you so much for that. It says, holy crap, looking at this panel brings back memories.
Yes.
It does. Yes, it does, doesn't it? Good memories for sure. Thanks, Blue Jay. But no, look, it's all just rhetoric. It's all just people. It's the same people. We know who it is. It's the same type of fans. It's the same thing over and over again. One day they're heralding George Lucas as the creator, the master of all, who knows all and crafted Star Wars.
He's a godfather.
Yeah, it needs to be respected. It's shameful how Disney has treated him and how Disney has ignored him and blah blah blah. But the thing is, as soon as he says something that they don't care for or like, then they just turn on him. It's just like everything else, man. It's just like all these other fans. It's like, oh my gosh, if Ben Affleck says something that somebody doesn't like, all of a sudden the fans will turn on him. If Henry Cavill has said things in the past that people didn't like, that people took to be anti-Snyder, they went off on Henry Cavill. Gal Gadot even. So, now we're talking Star Wars. George Lucas, it doesn't surprise me that people are going off on it and acting like he's betrayed them and stuff like that. You know what? Maybe you should just think about it this way. If the guy who created the thing that you love and knows more about it than you do has literally thrown more ideas in the trash for that universe than you've ever seen, maybe your opinion is not the end-all, be-all you think.
No, she was paid to say those things because he makes money if Disney stays in
Yeah,
power.
he makes
Bob Iger
50
fills his
billion every year.
paycheck. He fills his bathtub full of coins, like Scrooge McDuck.
In the actual world.
Yeah, I don't know. I think
and
it's
also, bro, Disney been doing well. The stock is still up. Unlike with WB.
Well, that's the thing, because Disney's a multifaceted company. Because I know people are like, well, their movie division's family. Yeah, their movie division had a pretty bad year last year. But you know what else Disney makes money off of? Theme parks, cruises, merchandise.
Right. Well, let's be honest. Movies in general had a rough year last year.
Yeah, every movie from last year from every studio flopped. No matter who it is.
Not everyone, but there were a couple movies that did shine through. But let's be honest, right? The scope of movies right now is pretty rough. We talked about it last week that, you know what, we're living in a time where the days of mediocre movies still flying under the radar and making some money and stuff. People are a lot more choosy now.
Mm-hmm.
People are a lot more.
People
choosy.
got too many options now.
And tickets and movie tickets are expensive to see to get. And also, even there was a chart yesterday that 66% of people stay home to watch movies because tickets are expensive to go to the theater.
Yeah. Speaking of which, by the way, totally off topic, but I actually watched Ghostbusters Afterlife for the first time this past weekend. Dude, that movie's awesome. I love that movie.
I liked it.
I wish I would have seen it when it first came out. I just never got the chance to, but I'm super excited.
I saw it in theaters when I first came out in 2021 during COVID. That was great. That movie was great. It's looking to make $45 million this upcoming weekend, which is not bad.
I'm definitely going to go see it this weekend. That's for sure.
A lot of these things that we're talking about, and actually the next thing we're going to talk about real quick, because I don't want to spend a lot of time on it, because I'm pretty sure it's fake. But all this stuff, it's like, again, it's fake outrage. It's false outrage. It's over stuff that we have no knowledge of. We have no firsthand knowledge of any of this stuff. None of you have sat in those board meetings. None of you have had conversations with George Lucas or Bob Iger or any of these people. None of you knows what's really going on behind the scenes. So to be that upset where it literally affects your life, it's the same thing as people obsessed with me. Get a life. Find something to do. Start a hobby. Crocheting is really nice, I hear. You know, maybe learn how to make beer. You could do that in your spare time. You could collect stamps. God knows you're licking the bottom of things anyways, so why don't you go ahead and lick a stamp? I don't know, but do something different than just bitch and moan about stuff constantly nonstop. You know? I mean, like, look, we had a conversation here today, right? And Bradley expressed that he's got a hard time with Star Wars right now. And that's fine. But you notice how Bradley did that in a professional way and wasn't just like full of a bunch of rhetoric and like making up stuff. And, you know, I mean, he shared his views on how he feels about Star Wars right now. That's fine. The made up nonsense is what is just ridiculous. And it's just, you know, people just need to get a life. But it's stuff like this, like right here. Have you guys seen this? I tried to verify
Wait, what is this?
I tried to verify this and could not verify this, but it was so funny that I had to, I had to say
What
something
the
about
actual?
it.
This looks like something from Facebook.
It is.
This looks like something.
It was.
This looks like something from a certain. Oh, you know what? I better stop.
No, you know what? No, this was absolutely from a Snyderverse page, and this is what I'm talking about. This is exactly what I'm talking about because look at what this says. It says, dang it,
she
my little
is
thing,
angry.
Yeah, she is angry. I'm sorry, Austin. My little thing that shows me how many people are watching right now and stuff is covering up the top of it. So that she is angry. Like read the first two lines.
She is angry. James Gunn says that his Supergirl is angry, especially with the patriarchal world, and that is why she will be called Woman of Tomorrow.
Yeah, so this is claiming that she's not going to even be called Supergirl.
Yeah, this is saying that she's going to rant about the patriarchy and she's going to talk about feminism the whole movie.
Oh, great.
Yeah,
another
that she's just going to be called Woman of Tomorrow because that makes sense.
Yeah, because not calling someone woman is
have they
not degrading
read
at all.
The comic?
How dare you call me girl?
Well, it's funny because you know what? I think we all saw the announcement that she was cast as Supergirl.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Isn't the movie?
But it goes on. Oh, but yes, it goes on. You know that she's mad at the patriarchal world, and that is why she will be called Woman of Tomorrow, because she will talk about what women of the future should be like: feminist,
What the fuck?
bold and empowered, free from male yoke. Although it is not known if he will direct it, he will write the script.
He didn't even say
Variety already confirms that she will not resemble the Woman of Tomorrow comics except in the title. So
that's not true.
Well, this was pulled straight out of somebody's ass.
Right,
bro. Okay.
Like seriously, like come on.
And then to say Variety confirms when, like, you know, Variety already confirmed that it's not him writing it. Variety already confirmed that it is Supergirl, right? Like, it's like, let me just take everything Variety did confirm and do say the opposite, and then say Variety confirmed it.
I feel like I came back to a world where everything is just fake. Like everything is just, we just pull stuff out of our butt. We don't care about if the news is correct or real or not. We don't care about any of that stuff. We don't care about the sources. It's like it's like Mike Zero took over the whole freaking world and just started making stuff up. Like seriously, it's all over the place. And then you got stuff like this.
Oh God.
Okay, you know I can't even read this. Can you read this, Austin?
Yes. Let me. This one's fun too. All right, the script for the new Superman movie changes every week. This is per Grace Randolph, of course.
Mm-hmm.
The script for the new Superman movie changes every week, and it's a disaster. Film and entertainment journalist Grace Randolph, who has already leaked secrets from Warner and Marvel Films, now claims that her sources have informed her that the new Superman is a disaster.
Pause.
Pausing.
She has never said this.
Yeah, They're taking, yeah.
He has
That
never
said
said
this
that
directly.
they're taking
The
script ever.
only thing that had been confirmed from her is that she was right was that James Gunn changed the Middle Eastern stuff.
Well, yeah,
And
she
with those
claims.
actors and stuff, that's been confirmed from.
Yeah,
That
she
that
does.
was
She
Other than
does
that, she
claim
never
that.
say this.
She
She
does
never
claim
say this.
that because she leaked that stuff, they claim that Gunn changed the script. So but the script changes with each leak. The original plot resolved around a Muslim country, but that information was leaked. The entire script was rewritten to change details of the plot. Not even the actors understand the script.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's not true.
What the what? What?
This is what I'm saying.
Interesting.
That image of Corn Sweat is fake.
Yeah, it's
Which
Yes.
people still believe that it's real. I don't know why.
Well,
Bro,
because people keep posting it like it is real. People keep posting it next to pictures of Henry Cavill in his full outfit, looking great from the movies. They keep posting next to that, and going, look, this is Superman from Wish. Well, you know what? It probably is because you know what? It's not real.
Like James just released the revealed the crest, and it doesn't look anything like his crest on that fake image. Like, use your brain, people. Like, come on, bro.
To DL, will you listen, please? Listen to this man.
There's a yellow outline on the crest. There is no yellow outline in that fake image.
Right?
Like, put two and
Look
two
at this
together,
image.
But DL. I'm telling you, that's real. It's real.
It's like these people have never heard of Photoshop before.
His hands don't have the same skin texture as his face. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah, so I don't even know anymore with that type of stuff. It's just getting out of hand, and
But why is it that like Facebook in particular seems to be just like the place of like the most misinformation where people just post stuff?
It's insane.
Because people on
Look who
Facebook
owns it,
is
bro.
just not.
They
like, they don't
need to
understand.
be right. They just
let's
need
be
to
honest. Well, let's be honest. X and Facebook and all these, like, they don't care about fake movie news. They don't care about fake Superman news. They're not in they're not nerds like us who understand the thought process behind this nonsense, and stuff. So I highly doubt when we live in a world that's full of fake crap politically and socially and everything else, probably Superman news is probably low on the totem pole on that one.
But I do agree with that. I feel like we got this covered in Giant Freaking Robot. I feel like they got their growth and stuff on Facebook, and they got their start. Like, that's where I first saw them. It was like, who the hell are these people, and why do people believe them?
Right.
Well, they take advantage of people who don't seem to want to
just say it, babe. The older people on
vet
Facebook.
what they say otherwise, and it's
Well,
a
they
safe
take
place
advantage of
to
emotional
kind of take
people.
advantage of people that aren't really in the spectrum of film.
Right, yeah, that aren't following entertainment news, exactly.
Exactly.
Yep, for sure. So that was just a couple that just kind of just rubbed me the wrong way today, and I was like, oh my gosh, like seriously, I mean, like, are we really going to make up this thing about Supergirl now, where it's like she's not even going to be called Supergirl, like, and who believes this stuff?
And apparently she's going to be born of a virgin without the male yoke.
Without the male yoke, and that's the other thing, right? It's like you can tell the inflection behind it by the words that are used. It's all these trigger words that are just trying to trigger people who are going to get upset because they're going to be worried that that some female, I mean, God forbid that the female lead in a movie called Supergirl would be like strong and prominent and powerful and whatnot. I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's just done. You know what I mean? It's just like, I don't know. I don't know what to say about this stuff anymore.
It's ridiculous. Like, obviously, we will find out the director of the movie soon. Obviously.
Yeah. Well, it's supposed to be filming in the fall. That's
it's fall.
I am a little bummed though because James Gunn did an interview where they asked him about Brightburn 2. Because remember, like last year, there was like some information that came out that Brightburn 2 was in development, and he had to clarify because it was like comicbook.com or whatever,
Right.
or whatever. And I just think it's funny that it's like the person who interviewed him even outed themselves because asked him the stupid question if he would also be writing and directing it.
He didn't do the first one.
No, he didn't do that, but he
He
produced
didn't
it.
write the first one, and he didn't direct
Yeah,
the
he
first one.
produced it with his brother and family. Yeah.
Right, he produced it. So, you know, it just kind of shows you, like, with some of these news outlets, they're not really journalists. They're not really people who are up on this stuff. And I'm sorry, but if you work for a company called comicbook.com and your job is to talk about comic book movies and characters and things, you should probably
do a little research.
Do a little research. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, Kabari,
really quick,
we're all aware of him. We know Kabari.
Yeah, I was going to mention, Enosh, have you heard of a YouTuber called Aaron Fisher?
No.
Oh,
boy.
Oh, don't you know he's the latest WB insider scooper to give us all the latest
I don't know if he's a
and most
scooper.
recent news on the failure that is James Gunn and his new DC.
I don't know if Aaron
Wait a
Fisher's
second.
scooper.
Wait a second. What does he look like?
He's a white blonde guy with glasses who films his videos in front of some McFarlane figures.
Isn't that the guy?
You know the other day that he called Grant Morrison a hack?
Yeah,
What did you
he
say,
called
Bradley?
Grant Morrison a hack.
I was just going to ask, isn't that the guy who's going around saying that the budget for Superman is like
Yes.
$365 million or something?
Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, that
Well,
he got
I
that
mean, look,
insider
with the Grant Morrison thing, I will say this. I respect Grant Morrison. I've enjoyed Grant Morrison's work. All that nonsense that he said like a week or two ago, yeah, not so much. Like I get it. If you got a point of view when it comes to Batman, you know, and everything, I get that.
I mean, he's written the character for like multiple decades.
Bro, I mean, to be fair,
I get it, and that's the version of the character that he likes, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But like the comments that he said, there's a difference between coming at it that way and then the comments he said. I just didn't like the way that he worded it. You know, like that's
true.
That was me.
I mean, also he liked Batman versus Superman, so I don't even
know who this is.
Yeah, it's whatever. No, he does not.
Here, Enosh is gonna Google his name on YouTube and he's gonna watch a video and be like, "Oh God, I have to talk about this tomorrow on the drive home. I'm so angry." I can already see it now.
Well, who knows? Maybe you know he's the guy who's in here all the time.
I'll just say this, Enosh,
Right.
he's the kind of YouTuber that you'd watch a video and be like, "I need to bring back 2 cents on nonsense just for this guy."
Honestly.
No one else, just for this guy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice.
You would have a feeling.
Okay, let's see. What else do we have in the storybook here? Oh, well, you know, this is a quick one. Popeye! Live action Popeye is coming back!
We don't need a live action.
Yeah,
Popeye.
why?
Bro, the Robert Williams one was good. I enjoyed that one. Like, why? Like,
We were supposed to
get an animated movie.
Yeah, we were supposed to get an animated movie from Gendy Tartakovsky, but Sony Animation canceled it.
I like
And
the
he
Robert
wasn't
Williams
because
one.
Robert
I like that movie.
Williams was gonna voice him. You know that, right? He was
I
gonna
didn't
voice
know
the
that.
character. Yeah, he was gonna voice the character before he passed away. So,
oh damn.
And just like
Is nobody excited about a live action Popeye?
no,
I mean,
No.
I'm interested.
I need it animated, bro. I need it
animated. I watch the
Who's
animated, sure.
who's
But
gonna play
it's just
Popeye,
how you gonna do Popeye again in live action? You've already done it 30 years ago with Robert Williams. Like,
Wait. Is Alan Richardson playing Popeye?
I'd be down for that.
I would love that.
Alan
Then
Rick-
I will watch
Alan
Popeye.
Richardson? Wait a minute. What?
I saw
will
some people
watch
say I saw
Popeye.
some people say that that it should be like Bill Hader. Bill Hader.
You know who
Popeye
should
or
play?
something.
What's her name? The I forgot her name. What's
Olive
Popeye's
Oil?
love interest?
Olive Oil.
Olive Oil. You know who should play her? I don't know if you guys have seen Mandy, but the chick who plays Mandy, she's a pretty popular actress. I forgot her name. If someone can look it up, I don't know.
Hold on, I'll look it up.
But she would be perfect as Olive Oil.
I just think with how
Tall and
cartoony.
skinny.
Yeah,
Tall and skinny.
I think she's actually a little short, but they could, they could do something.
Andrea
olive oil.
Riseborough?
Thank you, Shayna. Thank you, Shayna. We will watch the live action Popeye when it comes out.
No, I mean,
Well,
I'm
I'm glad
interested in
you'll have
Popeye.
fun with it. I'm glad you'll.
No,
have fun.
I would
It's
check
like-
it out eventually. It's just like, do we really need it?
No,
now?
I'm interested in Popeye. I just want I
Now,
think
don't
it depends on who
start
you
with the
cast.
nobody asked for this thing, or like, do we really
I didn't
need
ask.
it?
I
Because
didn't say
Crazy
that.
Joe, somewhere Crazy Joe is getting
listening.
a cookie puss, and he's super pissed off.
I just don't understand.
What the
Like-
Joe, I'm sorry, I've not watched your video yet, but what the heck is a cookie puss?
It's a Philly thing, I guess. It's a Philly
He's
thing.
got it. Crazy Joe has a video out right now. Go to Crazy Joe's after this video is done and go watch. I drove an hour and a half for a cookie puss.
Good God.
Now that could mean anything.
That could mean a lot of things.
It's like a cake, but it's got like a face on it where like the nose is a ice cream cone with like frosting in it, and the eyes.
I'm sure
are
it's got a
cupcakes
face
or-
on it.
Yeah.
By the way, can I just say something just really quick? Like, I just want to address something in the chat. I think it goes without saying that, like, yeah, like anyone getting death threats and like having to go to the authorities to report that is not good, right? Like, so if we laugh at Aaron Fisher, it's like we're not condemning or we're not condoning that behavior. It's just
right.
Yeah, I just want to make that very
No,
clear.
no,
Like, yeah,
I'm
like
not
that's a
hating the
serious
guy.
thing.
It's-
Yeah, and I
Look, I don't even know who the guy is.
ridiculous.
I don't even know who the guy is, but I will just say this: like, I agree with that statement. There are people that I may disagree with, right? And I may boldly say that. But I mean, like, if he's having if he had death threats and like people were treating him that way, obviously that's wrong. I will speak out against that any day of the week. And I know that anybody on this panel would. Everybody that I've ever had on the Poindexter Lounge, I would not have had them on the Poindexter Lounge if I thought for a second that people would be okay with that kind of action. But not agreeing with somebody, and that's fine, integrity, if he has his own take on movies, right? And you may think he's a pretty cool guy because you like him. I don't know, right? I don't know. But the thing is there are people who just don't like my takes on movies.
Right.
I didn't realize I gave a thumbs up, but apparently I did. There are people who just don't like my takes on movies, right? So, like, yeah. So, I mean, like, it's to me, it's just like RJ said, anytime I talk about somebody, about their opinion or the difference of opinion, like when we talk about Doomcock and Mike Zeros and, whoever else I've ever talked about, it's not a personal thing, and it's definitely not a thing that I would condone anybody treating anybody in a disrespectful manner or, causing harm to anybody. I think we all agree with that. So, yeah, it kind of goes without saying, but it is, there's a fine line sometimes too, right? There is a fine line. So, but okay, the Robin Williams Popeye though, that movie I kind of have a little bit of a love-hate relationship with because Robin Williams is amazing in that movie as Popeye. He's great.
I agree.
Shelley Duvall was fantastic as Olive
Oh
Oyl.
yeah,
I mean,
she's
she
great.
Yes,
right.
yes.
I can't remember the guy who played Bluto, but man, he looked the role for sure. It was a musical.
Yeah.
But like,
They were
look,
trying with that movie, yeah.
there are parts of it though. I'll be honest with you, that song that Shelley Duvall sings, "He Needs Me." He needs me, he needs me, he needs me, he needs me, he needs me. Like, I love that song. Was stuck in my head, man, as a kid, like for better part of my childhood. But it's a slow movie, and it's I wouldn't say it's a great movie. It's a movie that people are great in, but just didn't really fire on all cylinders. So I would love to see a Popeye movie live action that does well for the character, but is upbeat, is fun, doesn't drag, you know what I mean, and just and has all those aspects that we would love to see in Popeye. Will it do well? Probably not.
Well, here's the
Popeye,
thing.
Popeye is an outdated. I'll be the first to admit Popeye is an outdated.
Ryan Gosling
black and white cartoon.
as
It's
Popeye.
like, please don't.
No.
But like, here's the thing. It's just like with how wacky the characters are and the cartoon violence that's there.
is that really going to be? Are they really going to be able to emulate that in a live action movie?
The movie probably will be
That was the
R-rated.
problem with the original film because they were trying to do the cartoony violence and it felt kind of clunky in places.
Well,
on top of it being slow.
If you do a throwback to where you do like the classic style of slapstick, absolutely. I think that's what the first film was trying to emulate, was like that classic Three Stooges-esque slapstick.
I think You Do Suck just found a way for that movie to be successful.
Popeye fights the showgirls.
Canceled.
Well, if they want to be progressive, Popeye can be a showgirl if they want to do that.
Oh my God! What if the Popeye reboot, the Popeye live action reboot goes woke and Popeye's a woman? and then Popeye decides to become a showgirl.
And then just like the movie Showgirl, it tanked. Right. And then somebody yells at it. Then somebody yells at it for not appreciating Popeye like the other women. Whatever. Anyways, I like Popeye. I'll go watch it.
Popeye's
It'll
cool.
probably fail. It'll probably fail miserably. But you know what? I thought it was cute. I thought it was something cute that like we're getting a Popeye movie. Now, how many of you have seen the Winnie the Pooh horror movie?
I did, and I regretted that decision of watching it.
Yeah.
That being said, though, I want to clarify though. I hated the first movie. I thought it was horrible, but the sequel looks way better, and I actually love the idea of a universe.
Could we have a Terrifier 2 type thing on our hands where everybody loves the sequel? And
possibly, because the sequel looks like they got a much bigger budget.
Well, I mean, the first one made $5.2 million at the box office. So, what? One of these costs what, $500,000 to make, maybe $800,000.
About $1 million. Nah,
about $1 million, maybe. Yeah. So, if it makes another $5 million to fund the universe, then they're good. I think it's fun. Like I said, okay, start your own universe, make these iconic horror movies about the Disney characters that's in public domain, and have them all be connected, so you could build up your movie.
It's coming. It's already coming.
That poster is fire.
This poster is fire.
Although it looks AI.
I know Austin. I know I sent Austin the actual article, but I'll just paraphrase here real quick until he has it. But like at one point they say that this movie that they're planning all these individual films within this universe of like I think they got, what is it, Pinocchio and
Peter Pan.
Yeah, do you want me to? Okay.
There's the Mad Hatter's in there.
Sleeping Beauty.
Here we go. We have murderous versions.
Shayna, if you are still watching this, they are doing a murderous Sleeping Beauty.
Yes, murderous versions of Bambi, Tinkerbell, Pinocchio, Peter Pan, Tigger, Piglet, the Mad Hatter, and Sleeping Beauty are all expected to be a part
Jesus Christ.
of the production.
Little Mermaid is what I'm playing now.
Yeah, so the next movie after Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2 is going to be Bambi.
Bambi the Reckoning.
Then it's Peter Pan.
Neverland Nightmare. And Pinocchio I need to get a hold of these people because I have had this idea for a horror.
William did an interview.
William
did an interview with these people, and
man, I got a script for them. Let's
go. Everyone go check out.
But apparently, all the individual movies are gonna have Easter eggs leading up to the team up movie. So they're calling this the Twisted Childhood Universe. And
you know what? Funny that
and
they
the
made
team up
fun.
movie. Oh, sorry, real quick. And the team up movie coming out next year. It's called Poohniverse Monsters Assemble.
Yeah, well, and they're saying that it's like the Avengers of the evil childhood.
Yeah, I guess one might be Thanos, the other one might be Ultron, the other one might be Red Skull.
The fact we're getting these childhood like monster universe, and Universal can't get their shit together with the Universal monsters. It's just blowing my mind.
It's sad. It's sad how.
I know, Kavari. Kavari, this scares the crap out of me.
Oh
actually.
no! They came out and say once those characters go in public in 2035, that will be the first movie announced from them. So good luck. Good luck. They're gonna get announced.
Oh yeah. It's gonna be the
Godzilla
first
was
thing.
nice.
Yeah.
Although although it would be the 1939 Batman, and then Superman 1940, whatever what year came out Superman.
Oh
Oh,
God.
but each year they will get the rights, so
You know what,
Superman will get
Shayna?
the
You
right
know
to
what,
fly and
Shayna?
stuff like that. Yeah.
You know what? Shayna's right, actually, though. I mean, a lot of
She has a point.
those stories, you know, Grimm's fairy tales and everything else, were horror tales. That's what they were. They were there to scare kids and keep them in line, right? So it's not like when I see people saying, "Oh, they're doing these things to children's movies and children's things." It's horrible. Like, and maybe it's because not only do I have to deal with the DC people and the Star Wars people and and the other nerd factions or whatever. I also have to deal with church people who see something like this and they go, "Oh my God, they're taking these innocent children things and turning them into demonic, horrible, evil things." And it's like, look, it's not for you, lady. Look, Karen, go back into the church bathroom where you can take the church bathroom picture on a Sunday morning and just leave the horror movies to somebody else because it's not for you. And like Shayna just said, a lot of these stories started as horror stories. So, I don't have a problem with this. With the people who have a problem with this as a thing, like they just have a problem with it existing. That's silly. It's silly because you just show that you don't know. Yeah, Disney made them pretty. Shayna, you're absolutely right. I can't pull up Shayna's comment for some reason. There it goes.
No, but if you watch those movies from the 1940, those Disney movies, it's very dark storytelling.
I'm
So,
sorry, even the
yeah.
first animated Alice in Wonderland from Disney is pretty freaking scary.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
it's
as
very
a child,
dark. Yeah,
when you're watching it, you're like, okay, whoa, this is
I will say, like, as silly and as ridiculous as it all sounds, and if you're sitting there pretending that these are actual films of genuine quality, like like Dune or any of these big budget movies, then you're not having the right mindset. If you can just go into these and have fun, and you're a horror fan or something that's the best way to go into them. Don't
this
take
is my Dune universe. Don't you dare mock this for me.
Right, dude. Look, I'm all in.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, man. And Daryl, is to your Brightburn comment. I wish we would have gotten that. I really wish. Integrity. So here's the thing, man. A lot of those things. I mean, look at stories like Krampus, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Krampus was absolutely a story to try to keep kids in line. Like a lot of those were because they were to make you. Well, they were geared to make you afraid of going into the woods. Right? They were there to make you afraid of going off by yourself, because if you were a kid and you went off by yourself, you may encounter one of these creatures or a witch or a whatever. And so they were absolutely used as scare tactics.
Little Red Riding Hood.
Yeah.
Hansel and Gretel. I mean, that's like the ultimate, that's the ultimate,
Which, mind you, both of those were turned into horror films. You guys remember that Hansel and Gretel, the witch hunters?
Yeah, that movie's guilty pleasure. I'll admit it.
Yeah. I mean, you think about Snow White. Snow White is
Snow White.
Like the actual stories before they were Disney-fied. Some of them were just absolutely just whatever. So I know people are having to go here real quick, and we only have the one story left, so let's just go ahead and hit that. Who's the next James Bond?
Nobody knows.
It looks like Kick-Ass is the next James Bond.
Oh, I don't know how I feel about that. How do you guys feel about that?
I mean, Neon.
One at a time.
Yeah.
Go Anthony.
Yeah, Neon came out today, and they're like, no, we haven't started casting yet, so I don't know where this story came from. But I think he will be decent. I think Bullet Train proved it that he has the comedic shop and also the seriousness to play Bond, and he's very good at action. He's proven to be a star. I wouldn't mind it. I mean, we know Craven is gonna flop, so he needs a job after it. I think he'd be good at Bond. So yeah.
Whoa, wow. So for me, I I love this casting. I think that he's just underrated enough where he's known. People know about him from Kick-Ass. Okay, we know he played the what's the character from Avengers that died? The brother of Scarlet Witch.
Pietro.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's had like little big parts, right throughout. So he's recognizable. But I think this is great. Him in Tenet. I loved him in Tenet. I loved him in Bullet Train. I like him a lot in Godzilla. I think this is great casting. It's a younger Bond. So we'll get to see, possibly some more, like stuff from his past and how he got to where he is and all that type of stuff. But yeah, no, I'm pretty happy. But they also did say like he hasn't officially been cast yet. That he's most likely gonna be offered the role this week.
Well, something interesting. I did pop in on John Campia's stream earlier, and I watched what he had to say about this. He did mention that BBC has said that they haven't heard anything about this, and that what they have been told, this isn't the confirmed. It isn't exactly confirmed, but they could also be being told, by the Broccoli family, other things. So you never know. I'm okay with it. I think he's a great actor.
I agree. Like the movie doesn't have a director yet. We don't even. Well, I don't know if we know the writer of the movie yet. Or I know Christopher Nolan wants to do a Bond movie, but I don't think that will happen because the Broccoli family is very tight on what story to tell with Bond. So,
they are willing to give it to a good director. So,
yeah, they will.
There are two directors rumored heavily, and what's funny is both of these directors are fans of Aaron Taylor Johnson, have worked with Aaron Taylor Johnson, and have talked about Aaron Taylor Johnson. So the two directors are Chris Nolan and Matthew Vaughn are the two rumored in talks for a James Bond to direct the new James Bond movie.
Oh, if Matthew Vaughn touches Bond, I'm out.
I would be interested. That would be a very lively James Bond movie, and I would be very interested to see that because we've had the very kind of somber, dark, exploration of him with Daniel Craig, which I absolutely loved. But I am of the mindset of like, okay, if we just came for that, let's go the opposite direction. Let's kind of bring some color and life, and maybe a little harken back to the older ones with some not over the top goofiness, but the gadgets and all this type of stuff. So
well, yeah, I will say, I think Chris Nolan's a good choice, and it's a very obvious choice. But I don't need. We've gotten Chris Nolan Bond films the past 5 films. I mean, Skyfall.
I don't know about that.
No, I agree. Skyfall is practically a Chris Nolan.
Well, Skyfall.
Bond
I
movie.
believe Sam Mendes wrote that, right?
Yeah, wrote and directed.
Yeah.
So when he wrote that, he said that he had Inception as a reference for that film.
Right.
The whole film is an homage to Chris Nolan.
Yeah.
And going forward, all those films are a very Christopher Nolan. Let's take him apart and dissect him and make him a grounded character type of approach. Yeah. And I like that approach, but I agree. I want the kind of not like ultra over the top goofiness, but it would be nice to have gadgets and stuff back. Kind of like I want with Batman. I kind of want that again with Batman and Bond. Have that good old gadget, type of aspect.
Yeah, some
what
kind
you're
of
saying is you want to see an Inspector Gadget movie.
I would honestly love that, Enosh. I love
directed by Zack Snyder.
Oh my God, no.
How cool would that be, though?
You know who'd be good to do it?
That'd be pretty good, actually.
James
A serious take on Inspector Gadget. Like, you got a guy who's a cop who dies. It's almost like a RoboCop thing, but you keep his skin on, I guess.
Well, they already kind of, there's a video game called Deuce X or something like that. I forgot. It's the storyline's very similar. He's a cop, security guard, gets, I forgot what happened. He gets, his body is destroyed, and they rebuild him with all of his skin, but he's got guns under his hand, and all these gadgets, and
I mean, just make a third one. Bring back Matthew Broderick. I mean, he looks great, right?
Thanks. I wonder what.
That's a joke, right?
Yes, it's a joke. I just watched him in No Hard Feelings the other day. I'm like, oh my God, it's Matthew Broderick. Holy shit, he looks pretty old, but
Oh, that's
And that's what happens, I
the
guess.
new the
Could be
girl from
worse.
Twilight.
It could
It
be
could be
Sarah
worse.
Jessica Parker.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
That horse. I mean,
I'm sorry, man. The stuff that South Park does with her.
that both South Park and Family Guy do great. Yeah, the horse.
Pretty brutal.
What's your
I think
name?
my
Sarah Jessica Parker.
Well, that's not on Family Guy. That's on the Comedy Cavalcade. Where the horse is in the bar with the two guys, and like they're making fun of him and stuff. And he's like, "Oh yeah, it's real funny, huh? Horse with no he's got like shots all over the bar, and it's just a horse there, and he's like, "Oh yeah, it's so funny, a horse with no thumbs can't drink, huh?" And then like he makes like a racist joke against the black guy.
Right.
And he's like, "Whoa, man, that's not cool." He's like, "Oh, it's cool for you guys to do it, huh? But it's not cool for me to do it. Like you guys can say anything you want to about horses, but I can't say anything about you." And so they're like, "You know what? I think we got off on the wrong foot. Hi, my name's Michael. My name's Jim." They shake. They they're like saying hello, and he's like, "Hi, Sarah Jessica Parker."
I love that.
You know,
One of my favorite bits.
One of my favorite Family Guy ones is they did a Renee Zellweger skit.
God.
Where they're at a picnic and she like eats all the ants on the
Yes.
picnic blanket. That was hilarious.
Yep. You know what? That's what I love about those shows, though, is that they pick at everybody. They don't just pick at one person or another. They go after everybody. I've had plenty of people say to me, "Well, like, doesn't that offend you? Like, because they pick on Christians and stuff." I'm like, no. Most of the time, I'm sitting there going, "Yep, that's exactly how a lot of Christians act."
Mm-hmm.
Yep, exactly. Because I call a spade, man, and that it just hits. And the fact that I love that, like, they don't just pick on one religion or another. They don't just pick on one group or another, or or whatever. Oh yes, I want one of those Aaron Neville megaphones. I don't know much, but I know I love you. Let it be all I need to know.
It's beautiful, beautiful. Bravo, bravo.
But yeah, I mean, look, I'm cool if he is going to be the guy. I'm kind of cool with it. Although, I mean,
This should cut somebody that's unknown.
Is he English?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah, he is.
He's got
think
a
he's
very
Welsh.
American vibe, though.
Well, he's played a lot of Americans.
He has a good American accent. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it's like TW. I used to be able to do an Aaron Neville, and I was trying to remember it on the spot. But yes, my Michael McDonald one is much better. Look. Who will sit here doing the show?
Oh God.
Like everybody knows. That's so high. I swear to God, the guy has got no testicles whatsoever. Like when he goes up into that really high falsetto thing, man, it's like I can do it. I can do the voice, but it's like when you get to those high parts, it's just
The high note. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like the video of how did
that high when I'm in falsetto, and sometimes I can hit the note, but not all of the time.
It's like that video of how the Bee Gees get that high. They just have a guy come and kick them in the nuts right before they.
Oh, okay. So there's I did want to mention 2 new things that just came out, by the way, if that's okay.
Absolutely.
Well, yes, you can do it and say it. I'm just gonna sing everything this way from now on. What Bradley believes, can't you see? He's gonna tell us now.
So Bradley and I will be hosting for the rest of the week while Enosh's vocal cords rest from this.
Pretty much. Okay, what came out, Bradley?
So there's one thing that you will like, Enosh. I guess Michael Rosenbaum came out and said that they have pitched and talked about a
they're planning
sequel
to. They
series.
haven't yet. They're planning to.
Yeah, they're planning to talk and plan about a sequel series, an animated sequel series to Smallville and everyone would be coming back to return their roles. Which I've never watched Smallville, but I think that could be exciting for the fans.
Yeah, well, they've been talking about that now for a few years. Like him and Tom have they're the ones who've been championing that. We actually did a story on that. I want to say like a couple years ago,
Yeah, I
like
think it was
2021 or 2022, like
2021,
about that. But yeah, I mean, but it's cool though because it's actually getting traction, and and they're at that if they're at that point ready to pitch it, man, like I'm all for that. I
Well,
would
it's gonna be
love.
based off the season 11 comics.
I don't think so.
I think it will. I don't think. I
Why would
think
you
it
do
will
that though?
because I mean, as a sequel to the comics are the sequel to the end to the the show.
Yeah, but dude, those are comics that a lot of people didn't even read.
I think those are Elseworlds. I think.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean,
I wouldn't hold them to that. I would highly doubt actually, Anthony. Anthony, I would just highly doubt that they would just go to the comic books for their source material because it's not like there's stories in there that everybody knows or is like familiar with. I think it and plus
I mean, they
it
could go
wasn't
that
made.
route,
It was. What's that?
They could go with that route, or they go with the show ended and Clark Kent Superman and stuff like that. He meets other superheroes as well. Because in the comic, he meets Batman. He met Wonder Woman. He also met the Flash.
Oh yeah.
He meets a lot of superheroes as well. So.
Well, they start the Justice League. They go
Yeah.
into regular Superman mode then, right?
Mhm.
But what I'm saying is though is I don't think though that the writers of a animated sequel series to Smallville are going to bind themselves to those comics because I'm pretty sure that the guys who Miles and Goff was it?
Yeah, they're
who,
doing the Wednesday show now. Yeah.
Yeah, but they like. I don't believe that they had anything to do with the season 11 comics. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, let me know. If you're in the chat, you guys know. But I believe that they didn't really have anything to do with that. So like if everybody's coming back and everything, I just doubt that they would write themselves into a corner that way, saying like, well, this is canon, so we're just gonna recreate that. They're gonna want to do their own new thing. They're going to want to stand or fall on their own thing. And I think that's the right thing to do because a comic is fine. But we don't expect the rest of like DC stuff to like follow, comics 100% like that. So, oh, that's right. Integrity just said, well, I think you're wrong. Anthony, it's true. But there's so many stories that could tell to me and you. What Anthony believes? Can't you see? He wanted to remake season 11. Enough of that. Enough of that. Enough of that.
Enough of that.
Enough of that. But yeah, no, dude.
Although the one person probably won't come back is Chloe. The actress. I don't think that. I think they recast and get a girl that does the similar voice to her character in the show, and that's it.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, like she's in jail still, so.
Yeah. She's done for.
Oh, is that the chick from the Nexium cult?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. She's not. Yeah.
What else you got there, Bradley?
Okay, so actually there was two other things, but one other thing that we can just talk about really quickly is so I guess Fede Alvarez has teased that we're getting the Alien Romulus trailer tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's going to be pretty exciting.
Beetlejuice versus Alien.
And we're getting
and the Beetlejuice.
Yeah, they were supposed to drop today, and WB got scared because of
the
Acolyte trailer drop. It's like, let's drop
not
the
only
other
Acolyte.
one.
We didn't talk about this because I know
I was going to
Enosh
mention this.
hasn't seen it, but also of course the Furiosa trailer dropped, and that was
great trailer.
It was good,
magnificent. George Miller is truly a mastermind, and I can't wait.
He wishes he could be Ridley Scott wishes he could be George Miller.
Well, Ridley Scott is, sometimes.
So you're gonna have to bring me up to speed on this because apparently I'm not aware of what this Alien project is.
So this is it's a brand new Alien film.
Really?
Yes, I'm not.
How did that happen without me knowing?
Not directed by.
It's been very hush hush.
It's directed by the guy who did the Evil Dead remake back in 2010 or 12.
13.
13. And it is. I'm not even quite sure when it takes place. I forgot. Bradley, maybe you know.
Well, I have read some plot leaks. I won't talk about them, if they're even true, but they sound pretty true. I know more about what the show is about, because they're also doing an Alien TV show, that's going to be on FX. So that we should hear more about that coming soon.
That
but
you
yeah,
know what? That kind of concerns me.
Well, the TV
that
show.
One's interesting too. I'm kind of
an alien TV show, but on FX.
Well,
yeah,
they said it's
hold
going to
on.
be full
FX
MA.
does some great shows.
Well, the show.
FX
The thing that worries
is like
about
HBO
me.
level now.
Let Bradley talk.
No, the thing that worries about me with the show is that they said that they're going to focus more on Earth, which I'm like, I want to see Earth in the Alien universe, but I feel like not being close to it or seeing it has that effect that the franchise intended with the first film. Like, you're not supposed to, you're supposed to be far and distant from that sort of relativity in the Alien universe, and they're going to focus on machines and another Weyland-Yutani sort of like corporation that's like a rival to them, and I'm just like, I don't really care about that. I just want to see.
Noah Hawley did come out and give a lot more details on it too, and that show is going to.
I'm excited for it.
It's going to focus basically. It's going to the question that all fans have been asking for all these years: what happens when an alien comes to Earth? And that is going to be the yes, amongst all the Weyland tech stuff and all that, but that will be the main premise of the show. Is
I want that. Yeah, I want that. The only thing is,
I'm all for that.
Yeah,
give me that all day long. I want to see the aliens come to Earth and.
Ruh-roh.
Oh, it wasn't me. Okay, it's like that.
Okay. Oh, Enosh.
Whatever, guys. It's a Bert Nooney show. Welcome.
Bert Nooney. Okay, so.
But no, so. Yeah, I'm
well,
not
here
sure.
I just pulled up this little article on Joblo just so
ahead,
we can because I forgot. So yeah, set between the events of Alien and Aliens. Alien Romulus will follow a group of young people on a distant world who find themselves in a confrontation with the most terrifying life form in the universe. Let's see. According to a Ripley-esque lead in the film, other things. And now I'm trying to think too. Now I can't remember if it's the show or the movie that's going to be pulling like from the Ridley Scott films.
Well,
I think it might be the show.
The show is, I think, in the distant future after the events of Alien and Aliens.
Okay.
I don't think it has nothing to do with Ripley. I don't think even Romulus will. The only thing, like, I'm interested, I would love them to do. There is some speculation that Romulus will adapt some things from Isolation, the game. If anyone's a big Alien fan, Isolation. Or it takes it's about Ripley's daughter basically searching for her for Ellen for Sigourney Weaver. It's a great game, and I think they'll adapt some things in there, because when Fede Alvarez released the set photo of them filming, there's a save station where where you save the game and stuff. So I think that's going to be pretty interesting. But my biggest question, I'm going to ask Enosh this when he's back. But do you guys think that with Predator and Alien having a home on Hulu and FX, and them being a shared entity now under, I don't think they've always been a shared entity.
Yeah, they've always been owned by the same company.
Okay, I just wasn't sure if they were.
They were owned by Fox, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But do you guys think with the resurgence of, I'm pretty sure these will resurge the franchise, unlike Ridley Scott. But do you guys think they'll lead up to another Alien versus Predator movie?
I would love that. I would really love that.
I mean, if they are successful,
I don't know how I feel about that, to be honest.
I could see it.
Do it right this time.
They didn't do it right anytime.
And also, when you at it, at Predator as well.
They did it twice, and they
I
granted.
I think what they need to happen if they're going to do something like that, like, you know, it needs to be this kind of either it takes place, you know, here on Earth, where they come, you know, they kind of both come to invade at the same time and come across each other
Well, I don't
and
want
end
that
up
though,
fighting
because
each other.
I don't want them to fight. We've seen them fight on Earth twice. I want to see them fight in their spaceships. I want to see
Yeah, in
some
space.
galactic
Yes,
battles.
yes.
I
Even
mean,
though
that would be pretty
xenomorphs don't
crazy.
control spaceships, really.
Yeah.
I
Well,
think
the
the
engineers
engineers probably would
I
do.
guess we could bring some engineers in or something.
But they're all dead.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I don't even know where you would go from there. Oh,
I'm
there
not
he
sure where
is.
they go. But I am one of those people that, as much as I do not like Prometheus, as much as I do not like Covenant, I want to see the finished story, even though Ridley Scott has kind of already said what it was and what it is. I would like to see that finished. I don't know about a movie though. I think like a comic would do better.
Yeah, I agree.
Because I don't think that movie will make any money.
I mean, look.
Oh hell no,
I
that
like.
one not.
I
I mean,
like.
Ridley Scott last 2 movies are flops. So.
Yeah.
But see, look, I liked a lot of elements of Covenant, and I liked a lot of the action of Covenant, and I liked seeing that many aliens in Covenant. So
I don't know if you know this too,
Oh, I
Enosh, but they
forgot.
are
Yeah,
doing a
Dan
prey sequel as
Trachtenberg
well.
is doing a prey sequel.
I'm sorry. What did you say, Bradley?
Oh, me and Anthony said the same thing. That they're doing a prey sequel too.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. I dig
Yep.
that. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. That's
Well, he's doing. Dan is doing 2 movies. He's doing one in the future and in a prey movie sequel.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's gonna be dope to see.
yeah.
Pretty
Man,
much,
Prey was awesome.
I don't pretty much give the keys to Dan Trachtenberg for the whole prey. I don't care. He's doing good.
Yeah.
He did amazing.
Yeah, Prey was great. Prey was an awesome movie.
I don't know if you saw the question I asked them though, Enosh, but how would you feel about, you know, Alien and Predator getting kind of a resurgence if they did another round at AVP?
Godzilla versus Kong style with that trailer song in it. Dun, 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 dun,
Where
dun,
the
dun,
Xenomorphs
dun,
and
dun,
Youch to team up?
Yeah, you know, the only problem with that is that I don't know. Those creatures are so good in their own movies.
Yeah.
You know, and it's almost like when you put them in a movie together, it's almost too much. It's almost like there's too much going on. The humans don't matter in that movie.
No.
No.
You could probably just
They don't stand a chance.
no, and so you could really just do an AVP movie without humans at all, which would probably be the best way to go. Because you're just going to see the predators hunting aliens stuff. You know what would be cool though is if they introduced. Was Marty ready to come in? Marty's ready to come in. Come on in, Marty. Oh, so is Harley. Where's George? Is George in here? No, George is not in here. Hold on, George. Swear to God, if I got to run after that dog.
Here we go again, George.
I tell you what, man. Between George and Marty, it's absolutely ridiculous. Marty has become a cat. He has learned how to now get up on the counters. He ate the top of a whole loaf of banana bread yesterday.
Oh my God, that's beautiful.
Turd. But I love him. I fought for him. Come on, George. We got our own little wolf pack here. Yeah, I just feel like with those movies, it's you gotta have. There's got to be a reason. Like I would almost want to see the aliens go after the predators.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something different that you're not expecting. You know what I mean? That like in the past you've had the predators going after the aliens, obviously, but you have one where the aliens get wise, right? And like what is that? What is that world like? Like where do the aliens come from? Is there a culture? Is there some kind of, you know, are they just, you know, mindless killers, or do they have more? Because obviously the predators they're very intelligent.
Yeah.
And obviously the xenomorphs are intelligent, and there is some amount of intelligence there, but we don't see a lot of like that being utilized.
Yeah.
We don't like. Do we know that they're
conscious.
They're more used for a scare factor than an actual.
They're a
Right.
bioweapon.
Yeah.
Right. So are they actually conscious of what's going on around them, and like that there are people, and that those are other races, and that this is another planet, or all, those types of things? Or are they just like sentient enough to just know, like, eat, kill, live, make
Protect the
more
queen.
baby aliens?
I think the whole goal of like Ridley Scott is trying to like all the stuff about the xenomorphs and David, like I'm interested in. There's a lot that obviously didn't work and didn't come off well, and the script was obviously a mess, and just the final film in general, because it was just studioized to shit. But like I would like to see like them maybe. Oh, hello Harley, hello.
Look at these two. And then George is just right back there.
Oh, little guy.
You want to see another one of Marty's? I'm sorry, I totally cut you off.
No, you're good, man. No.
You want to see Marty's little handiwork?
Do it. See it. Oh.
Oh, are you blocking it? You don't want anybody to see it.
He knows.
No, you know. Yeah. But sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, it would be cool, like you mentioned, to see them if they have a way of communicating. If they have a way of like, because I think the goal of the alien, of a xenomorph, is just to literally reproduce. That's pretty much it. And anything that they take over and invade, they just kill. I think they just kill, eat, protect the queen, protect the hive. They're very animalistic. So I would like to see more stuff on that.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's exactly what that's exactly how I feel, man. Like I would like to see more of. I'd like to get more information, just instead of just making another movie where it's just like the aliens come out and you gotta kill the aliens and they chase the people, or or the predators, hunt them down, and all that stuff. Like, I actually liked like Prometheus and Alien Covenant, like because like it had a little bit of that stuff that we hadn't seen before. It was like this mystery, like, who are the engineers?
Right.
Like, why is that ship there? Like all those things, like, it's cool because it opens up the lore. To just do another movie that is just aliens chasing people around, I really don't care about that, to be honest with you. Like, it's been done now. It's been done many, many times. And I would just rather see something that gives us more background story, or gives us more insight into these creatures, like what they are and everything. So,
yeah.
I don't know if you saw it too, but the Romulus is set, the new movie, that it is set in between the first and second film. So that's something I'm like interested in, but I'm also like, what are they going to do with that? Because I know, I don't know if you've ever heard of the video game, Enosh, the Isolation. It's all about Ripley's daughter going out to space to find Amanda. It's a great game. I don't know if you're into game, but if you can just watch the gameplay, and it's just as good as playing it. It's a really great game and a really great story.
James Cameron should come back and make another one.
Yeah. I think James Cameron would do great, but he's obviously
he's
addicted to Avatar.
He's doing Avatar.
Yeah.
I would love if he ever came back and do another one.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, I'm all for good movies, man. As long as it's a good movie, and and just do something that's entertaining. That's all I want. Tell a good story, and do something that's entertaining, and I'll be there. But just don't just do the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over again, and expect me to just pay for it again.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just
Marvel.
Because I don't see, that's my problem right now with the Alien and Predator franchises, is I don't see anything fresh anymore right now. And so I'm going to check this out though. I mean, because I love the series, right? I love Alien, and I will definitely check it. I even have a soft spot in my heart for Alien 4. So I know people hate that movie, but I just like I like a series, right? Like, honestly, like Shayna had not seen the Rocky series, right?
Mm-hmm.
So last week we started watching all the Rocky movies, and we got through through everything, through Rocky Balboa, and then we started Creed.
Creed, yeah, 1 and 2 and 3, yeah, amazing.
Yeah, and so we started Creed. Well, the interesting thing about that is, as I was explaining to her, I asked her what she thought of Rocky 5, right? Because I remember being a kid when Rocky 5 came out, and everybody hated it. Everybody went on and on about how horrible it was. People didn't like the fact that they tried to make an urban flair to it. And I get that. It's not like a great movie, but I feel like the Rocky movies are something that if you watch them in order, and even when you get into Creed, it makes the Rocky movies even better. Like Creed 2 makes Rocky 4, which is already a great film to me, even that much better. Because it deals with those characters, it fleshes out the Drago character, where you actually find out what happened to Drago afterwards, right? And the propaganda and everything that happened with all that. That's intriguing to me. And so by the time you get to Rocky 5 and like the story sends Rocky back, to his old neighborhood, and and he loses everything and stuff. That's an intriguing story to me. Because what I notice about that, and it's actually one of the things that I think is the problem with the Creed franchise now, because I feel like the Creed franchise has stalled. Creed 3 was okay. I'll be honest with you, I didn't think it was that great. But Creed 1 is fabulous. Creed 2 is great. But now you've just got rich, Adonis Creed,
Yeah,
running around fighting everybody, just like Rocky, right? But that was the great thing about it was they did something to shake up Rocky's world, right? Where you can only fight for the title so many times, guys. That's only a cool movie so many times, which is great about the Rocky series, because the Rocky series, like sometimes I want to joke that the Rocky series probably could have been written by Rian Johnson, because it totally gets
It
rid
fits him
of
very well, yeah.
yeah, because it gets rid of all of your assumptions, right? Like that first movie, you assume, oh my gosh, Rocky's gonna win,
No.
and he doesn't.
Nope. Yeah.
No.
But then it sets up perfectly, because do you know something that I caught this time that I hadn't really thought of before? And that is, most of the things that people remember about Rocky happened in Rocky 2.
Mm-hmm.
Rocky running up the stairs and all that stuff. Rocky 2.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that he wins the championship, obviously Rocky 2. What is it? There's just I can't even remember all this stuff now. But there was so many things that as we were watching, I was like, oh, yeah, that only happened in Rocky 2, but that's what people remember, And so I feel like the Creed series has gotten to a point now where it's like they got to do something to shake up that series if they're going.
Now they're doing a spin-off of Drago's son, which they announced it last year, but we haven't heard nothing since.
Well,
they doing now a animated, I think it's an animated show of Creed daughter, which that would be interesting. So yeah.
I
They
haven't
doing
heard about
stuff.
that, but the Drago series now, that we hadn't heard anything for a long time, but I think it was last week Dolph Lundgren said that that's
Yeah.
still alive.
Yeah, it's still happening, yeah.
So I
whoever
would love
whoever will fight in the movie is gonna be interesting, because we haven't seen his son in a long time. So
yeah, I will say Creed 3 was a very well directed film.
oh yeah,
I like
Michael
the
Bay
third.
did a good job. He did a good job.
Like the last fight in the ring, I think the whole perspective shots were great. But the acting and the performances and the writing just feel can we just get to the fight? Because that's what this whole movie is just about. It's we're just filling in the blanks until we fight. And just another, how many times are these mother effers going to come out of retirement for one last battle, right?
I mean, he retired. He's living peacefully happy. I don't know. I know they're working on Creed 4. The
I don't know how that's gonna
owner
go.
confirmed it, so Michael B. Jordan's definitely directing. Whatever happens in Creed 4, I mean, he's retired, so who's gonna fight a new guy that had all the belts? It's just okay, sure.
Hey,
I watch it. I still
I'm
love the Rocky.
going to break my own rule, and I'm going to bring this up because hold on. First of all, learn how to spell. Second of all, also learn how to put a complete sentence together. And hey, thanks for being so obsessed with me. You know what? That's really great to know that I have people out there watching me, adding to my numbers. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank
It
you.
helps the
It's very-
engagement.
I
Thank
hope,
you.
I hope, I
Helps the
hope
engagement.
you find a life, Troll.
You're doing nothing but helping me. So
Make sure to like or dislike. It doesn't matter. It's still engagement.
that's right. So have fun with that. Bye. Yeah. But I just feel like that series needs something else into it, and I feel like that's kind of like where we're at with with a lot of series. Let's be honest, right? Like a lot of IPs that they keep wanting to bring back, but they just never really do anything new with. So
Yeah, they kind of retread the same old things.
Yep, and so it is what it is.
I still watch the next one, whatever that comes out, whatever Michael B. Jordan is doing. It's just with the next one, it's just okay, sure. I mean, we're getting his spin-off of Drago, sure. Is that announced? He's also his daughter is getting a spin-off, so Creed daughter character. So last year it's like okay, I will
But
see. I
what's
love
that
the
about?
universe. Yeah, they haven't said that much details about it. Oh my god, wow, that's crazy. So yeah, it'll be
Well,
interesting.
I think it's funny that Michael B. Jordan and Jonathan Majors were trying to act like the new Robert Downey Jr. or not Robert De Niro and Al Pacino duo when they've only been in 2 films together. And how did that work out? Actually, by the way,
Yeah, I
worked out
remember.
great,
Yeah,
didn't it?
we're gonna do more movies. I think he probably would have brought him back for the 4th one. Yeah, we're gonna do
And
more
also,
movies.
can we do
Yeah,
me a favor?
he's dead.
Can we do me a favor for the Creed series? Go back to actually having a live fight.
Yeah. The
Can
first
we not do that stupid CGI crap again?
the first film, that last fight sequence is great.
Yep, sure was. But I'll tell you what, that CGI crap that they've been doing, to give it its own look, it looks horrible. It looks like bad green screen, and in a weird dark world. It's weird.
You mean when they're in the ring and they CGI out all the people?
Yeah.
I thought that was it was an interesting choice to obviously it's beating you over the head, oh, they're in the ring, nobody else matters around them, they don't exist because they're that angry with each other. I'm I get that. It's an interesting visual choice. The thing I liked the most was them using some Dragon Ball Z references, and they pulled the Dragon Ball Z move in the movie when he punches him in the stomach.
A lot of
and you see the sweat punctuate off his back. That was a cool moment. So there's some cool stuff in the last fight, but the first one's better.
There you go. Well, this was fun. We got to all the topics.
If I was doing the Red Kingdom Creed,
and we even talked about stuff that wasn't even a topic.
Yeah, right? It was good, man.
So we got through all the stuff, and that means
somehow we got through everything.
I'm gonna get going because I have a girlfriend who does love me and cares about me.
Yes.
The heck was all that? Thank you. Okay. That was Austin. I didn't think it was Austin. For some reason, I thought it was Anthony.
What?
Oh, it was me. No.
Say what?
Oh, there's some feedback from your mic.
There's just feedback from me right here.
Yeah. But it's all good. Anyways, thank you guys for being here. Thank you, of course, to Anthony. Thank you to Austin. Thank you to Bradley. Thank you to RJ. And Al. It was good having you guys here. Thank you all. And thank all of you who've been here in the chat and everybody who's been commenting and chatting in there like that. You guys make it great. You guys make it special. So thank you guys. And I'm sure tomorrow there'll be a lot more cool stories to talk about. And if not, we'll just wing it and make it up like we usually do.
Hopefully. We'll see. Sometimes it always starts slow and then later in the afternoon, it's always the stories.
Well, me with my know-it-all attitude, I will just tell you all what I think about whatever it is that we're talking about tomorrow. And you'll love it and you'll like it. Or else. Because that's just how I am, don't you know?
Enosh is a dictator. He dictates all of us. We're all under his control. We have no free will.
None. I have mesmerized you all, and I control you all now with my horrible takes. and my controlling and manipulative and whatever that was there that was said about me that you know yeah, that's how I am. Can't you tell? Can't you tell? I have like a bazillion people in my life and minus one. And I'll tell you right now, I had to spend a little while in a room with her yesterday. I'm okay.
It's good. It's good.
I'm good. I'm actually really good. Yeah. So, yep. I am a dictator.
A dictator?
Is that like a nice way of calling somebody a potato dick?
Well, probably.
Or oh, is that a spud pud? I don't know. I'm being stupid. I'm running out of things to say. So you know what? Now we got to end. Thank you guys for being here. Love y'all. We will see you tomorrow on the drive home. Remember, don't let anybody tell you that your fandom doesn't matter. And don't tell anybody that their fandom doesn't matter. To seek to have good conversations and treat everybody with respect, even the people who want to troll you and think they know stuff about your life that they have no idea because, well, they don't know you. Until next time, be nerdy, everybody. Stay nerdy and be good to each other. We'll see you. Bye.
Peace.